morning. I'm here. Hey, you guys!
It's stressing, it's depressing,
morning.
and just
I'm
plain
here.
pressing me past my
Hey,
limits.
you guys!
Don't you hate it when I do that?
Pictures and drafts, and so much
Pokey,
trash.
are you licking my
There's one
elbow to
thing
show
I
your
got to
dissatisfaction
do.
with my
I'm fracking the horn,
opening?
fracking the horn.
Come on!
Listing more crap
Up in my eBay store. Come on,
I'm
folks!
fracking the
Oh,
horn,
I'm slapping the horn!
fracking the horn.
Yeah!
From the death piling off floor.
Aloha, everybody. I'm trying to find a little thing where I can zoom in on us. I forgot to do that. Because I wanted to zoom in. Here we go. I got it. Zooming. 5, 4, 3, 2, zoom! Boom! There he is. Look how tiny he is.
He says thank you, thank you, thank you.
Look, everybody. Look at the side. This is a human hand. And that's a dog head. You don't even have to, like, I'm not even putting this back here so he'll zoom in.
His tree.
He's right there. Like, the tree's bigger than his head. Mike Sellers, what do you think about that? Those are provided by our sponsor, Mike Sellers. For
Yes.
Thank you very much. Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We're just going to keep the camera right on the gorgeous little shiny seal-like dog. Aloha, we're lame, but we're here. Thank you. Goodbye. Peeping time. Only post some eyeballs and we wonder where you are. Thank you. You can do that. That was a good one. I feel good about that. Strong.
I know. Major Win has work meeting and something else that he needs to do. He said it on Silver Hair Show. I can't remember.
I wish I
so
had
he can
his,
only be here for a little bit.
I wish I had his work address so I could swat him.
What?
Swat him. That's where you send the cops there and say there's a heist. Some like Ocean's 11 type. I've never done that, but it seems like something to do on a cold, rainy Saturday afternoon. Just be swatting people. Thank you. We're adults, so we don't take that seriously. That's for kids. That's kids' business. Aloha, Spam Banshee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Aloha.
Aloha, Axe Monkey. James is something about pants. Not this one. Oh yeah, he's pantsless. I never wear pants. I mean, that's just my natural state of being. Pokey also, no pants.
No.
Sweet ladies always be wearing pants. She's classy. Mike G came in with all the emojis. A very colorful emoji story here. There's a ghost. And then was fought by Karate Kid. Then Pokey came in with a chainsaw and chopped the ghost. Well, he didn't have legs. Chopped the ghost eyes off. And then they had a bloody pink hand. And then the blue guy.
And then the blue guy
is like, game over, man.
Lapped up the blood.
Game over. Oh, I need that. I can't believe I don't have that. I don't have Bill Paxton doing game over, man. Game over.
Uh-oh.
We stop the show. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Josh Galt, if you're out there, just I don't think I didn't send you a link. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to come on today, but I give you entree. So if you want it, we'll send it to you.
I
If you have
saw
something
him
to say.
early on in Silver Hair Show saying something about
Going
going
somewhere.
to Myrtle Beach
Yes.
on Friday. Or...
Myrtle the turtle.
Aha.
I just felt a little warm thing on my elbow. And then you pet him. And look at this. You can also stretch his face back so it's all like stretched, which is nice. He likes that. Dogs. Seriously. How do we do this eBay thing without the dog? Okay, let's get right into the 1, 2, 3, 4 baby eBay. Baby.
Come on, eBay, say you love me.
4, 5, 7, 8 times. So, after watching Polish Pete's, I found out where all of our core members that helped us start our channel, not the ones that stayed, are here all the time, but Patricia specifically, Patricia Jack. I didn't see Hey Froze, but
Benny Stratton.
Benny
too,
Stratton,
remember?
Benny Stratton's paragraphs. they were all commenting on Polish Pete's last video that he did, where, if I might, Polish Pete, if I might.
Polish Pete UK.
UK, right. That's not to be confused. He just did a whole show, and he did an investigation over a year, tracking sales and things, and found out 2 things. That I was absolutely 100% infallibly right about. Nuclear reset, thank you. Although it doesn't fly, thank you. It doesn't fly, it doesn't work perfectly because in England and other places, they don't have as many freebies. So you can't always do the nuclear reset. It costs you money to do the nuclear reset. It's not foolproof everywhere, but in America, here, foolproof. Nuclear reset.
And in so similar.
And then sell similar, right. Number 1 for, and then this is mostly for old school eBay resellers selling collectibles. It applies for everybody, but I'm only speaking on behalf of the Lorax who speaks for the trees. I am the Lorax.
Hey, me dog!
Who is speaking for old school, like 20 plus year eBayers who found that the world changed 2 years ago and are at all still struggling to catch up. I mean, it just changed. The whole thing changed. And so the nuclear reset is it's not foolproof. It is your number 1 weapon against stagnant inventory and inventory selling. You will get arguments from people saying, well, if your stuff sucks and you just keep relisting it, then eBay is going to actually penalize you. Well, that doesn't take into account the second thing in the list, which you must also do. You must separate into stores. This is the most recent thing I learned from last June till now, when we broke our stores apart because it didn't seem to flow right, and all of a sudden our sales were dropped way down, and then we separated out media into its own store, which now routinely, without fail, gets us about $2,000+ a month, and that's all we made from our entire store of all of our items. On the baddest month of the year. That's all we made. So we actually broke out 2,000 of our items. We sell, if I was looking at it, I actually did bring this up. We're selling 20 plus items a week out of the store for $25 a piece of items. And that just happens. It's just natural. And I think the exciting part of it, thank you, is that we've been really bad at listing. So if we're selling 20 items a week, are we selling, and it's technically more than that, but are we selling, are we listing at least 20 items a week? Sometimes.
20 items a week?
Yeah, 20 items a week we're listing. But there's been times when we've forgotten to list that. So my question, I think, is, did we list 80 items in the last month?
On which one?
On Omega Moon Media. This is what we're talking about, the media store.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we did.
Think of all of the books, the Menchel books, the magazines I've been doing.
Yeah, I just don't like to think about stuff that's already happened. So I can't remember. But the point is that we're almost at Nirvana there, Resell Nirvana, where we're listing. So if you listed more than 80 books this month, I could look. Could I figure it out? Even if it was 100 books this month, we're selling 82, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're no fun today. I don't like you. What are you doing? You just letting him eat treats? Is that what all you want to do?
As per usual.
Can you be excited about our awesomeness here?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to
Sorry,
instill awesomeness here. You don't seem to be
you're
very
like background
convinced.
music to me. Sorry.
You're not convinced of our awesomeness currently, and I'm selling us as the most experienced and awesome resellers in the history of Earth. Mostly because we just watched Interstellar yesterday, and that's such a good movie.
My all-time favorite movie ever. But yes, I
you go through a black hole.
I feel like we still 80 items a month is not good at all.
It doesn't. Well,
but
no,
to list.
Oh, right, to
only
list.
80 items
it's easy.
a month.
It's an easy amount.
Because we notice when we go on a listing spree, we have a spree of
sales,
immediate sales.
Yeah. But we haven't spreed. We're not really spreeing currently. We're focusing on expensive items and listing them right now. Not what you would call the media items. So again, the first thing is the nuclear reset works every time, provided that your items are separated into appropriate stores. The easiest way to look at that is just have high sell-through rates in one store and take your lower sell-through rates and put it in a second store. I stand by this. There's nobody can impeach me on this. Well, I won't listen anyway. And the other two things, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Sales of at least 25%. You can do 20, but I would say run periodic, or in our case, constant sales at 25%.
Sale events. So we're not
Pricing items.
We're not jacking up the price
So
to make up for the full
when
discount.
you're pricing the items, here's your choices. And I'll tell you what we do. So your choice, so when you're pricing your items, look at the last 90 days. Like every single one of your items, go back and look at the last 90 days and see how much it sold for. Now price it at 90% of that price up to 110% of that price. Promise you, if you price it 110, it will take longer to sell, but you'll get more money. Price it at 90% of the items that have sold in the last 90 days. It's going to sell fast, and you're going to get your money faster. So make that determination, and then make sure that you're looking at 90 days, not the last 3 years, because last 3 years price data is meaningless. And then you will be able to put that stuff on sale for 25% off. So if you're trying to hedge, you're going to put it at 110%. People are going to see the prices a little bit more than eBay's going price for that. But maybe they're like, give you a break because it's 25% off. If you price too high, people just pass you right up. You're not a serious eBay.
Well, ideally, you mark it up so that your discounted price is slightly below the average sale price.
That's right. That's going to be the first one to go. I mean, I'm just telling you how to sell stuff. And then also, what was I going to say about if you price stuff too low, or if it's too good of a deal? We just got a question from somebody asking why I dropped the price on something too much, like 50%.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it was a Macintosh computer, because those people are like real people that like ask questions and stuff. And he specifically asked why I lowered it so much. It's because I wanted to sell it, you ding dong. Just buy it. Just give me the money right now. Here's my hand. Put the money in there.
Did he reply when you replied?
No. But I did give him a full breakdown of why I did it. And I was like, why am I even doing this? I mean, it's a number. Buy it.
So
All
he
right.
thought maybe
Thank
you
you.
found something wrong with it.
People are, if they're smart people, and I want to deal with smart people, I'm not trying to hide anything. But at the same time, if something looks fishy and they say something, I'll answer it. But I feel like I felt fishy.
Well, that's the other thing, too. If you look like somebody that sort of specializes in something.
I'm going to put the bald on.
And then, so you have other, vintage computers marked at, average sell prices. And then, so they're like, this guy knows what he's doing. So why'd he mark this one down all of a sudden when the other ones are all at the normal prices?
Do I look fishy?
Maybe.
I felt like a fish. But I kind of look like one of those dinosaurs that spit on you.
You don't have comments showing.
I don't know what's happening. We're very busy people. We don't have time to do this. I was sitting at the desk for like an hour getting ready for the show, and I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. Hi, Axe Monkey. Aloha.
Wait, do you understand that
Hi, Microphone 100.
one? There's 10 100s, which is a G.
Mike G?
A grand.
Mike G!
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello and jello to Major Win. Doug and Roe are in California. Thank you. Now this is salute. Wait, we forgot this one.
That was
No pants
pointing
for
laughing.
you.
That was actually in reference to
James. Okay.
James's comment.
Now this one is Major Win.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. The one with the most amazing tags ever, Axe Monkey. Midway says, hello, James. I was stopping at the channel. It was really cool of you. Next time, bring your pantaloons. Major, when I thought I was in a room temperature of me, but I will take cool. Major Win is expressing the nailing of it that you are doing. Won't see chat today. Listening in the background. Aloha, James. Thanks for being here and working with us.
Yeah, thanks for swinging in. 300 cassettes drafted yesterday.
Nice.
Holy crap.
Nars.
And shooting on 300 hats.
Wouldn't it be cool if either Tech Galt or Josh Sports would tell us what this damn computer program is so that James could just throw 300 cassettes down on the bed and then take a picture and it would just list them all? Like, why don't we have that? And how much is it, by the way?
Lag is peeping.
I need a price point on that. Thank you. Aloha, Paul Rose. Aloha. Did you see that? He was like,
nah.
Are you serious? No, I'm not doing that. Not right now.
What are you doing?
He did check me to see if I really was.
What are you looking?
It's probably something on his bed that he left there for later.
Oh, WTF.
Lag
his footsteps.
Footsteps.
Is he lagging behind?
Oh, is this
the
God
Jesus
thing?
Footsteps?
Yeah, when you
Oh,
were
John
carrying me.
Trader, did you say?
I don't know. No, I don't know anything yet. Biff Buffalo's here. Aloha. Lag's got 3 eyeballs, third eye. Cookie Picker Chad. Callie Debs. Aloha. I bet Gloria Stefan is still cute.
She
probably really is because she was. She's a cutie. Carla Olsen. Aloha. Dindakoy Depot. Aloha to you. eBay has been very good to us, and we are apologists. Give us money.
I found Wally. Oh, wait, it's spam. Right.
Peeping Time is saying hello from across the rainbow. I found. Oh yeah. Look at you.
Waldo. It's Waldo.
Yeah. Oh, she's Wally. She's Wally. Wally Moose from Wally. Carla Kopak. Aloha.
Nice
Hey
to
everybody,
see you.
aloha and happy birthday. Yeah, it's a good day over here. It's a good day over here in the.
It was snowing.
Yeah, see, this looks like that the sun is parked right outside of our door. But actually, I think all the sun it's all melted. So it's not below 32 at least. But it came down with big old fat snowballs today, like big snowballs. It's not exactly hail, it's round snow that's warm enough to when all the little flakes are falling from the sky, they kind of melt and interlock. And as they're coming down, it burns off the edges. So they're like little interstellar modules. And then it comes down and then it hits the ground. And then you're on Mars with what's her name? And then they go poof.
Yeah.
And make tiny little explosions. Mushroom clouds.
Yeah, all right. He made up for it, Paul. Pokey not eating a treat. The universe is bending.
No, he's eating a treat through a wormhole. So like the treat's like in,
Don flippin', isn't
Argentina.
it Monday? Fun day?
It is. This is the best day for 3Ps.
Paul wants to be swatted. Ask them to bring some pizza.
If you're on your way over here, we're gonna be here for a while. Silver Hair Stacker is here. Where's Silver Hair Stacker? We still didn't do Paul Rose's? Are you serious?
I know. When I was doing the dishes this morning, I was gonna holler in here, make Paul's song.
It's actually done. Ow, I hurt myself. It's actually done, but it doesn't.
We're bad
hold on.
friends, Paul.
No, I don't. You know what? I think there's some decision making, and for people with ADHD, sometimes decision making is the problem.
Oh, are you gonna ask him?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'll play. I got a couple of them like sitting here. Let me see.
So Paul, get ready. Are you here, Paul?
We'll make sure that this will pull up and work right, because I'm doing it in Premiere Pro. Is what I use to edit. Even sounds I use Premiere Pro, which isn't probably.
Oh, good, but B Nudes is here. Ayo.
Ayo, ayo.
We'll get to your comments.
Let's see. Okay, let's see if it works. What's going on up her in the tiki world? Silverhair is officially honorary tiki person because
I
he got all
know.
that. Monkey Pod. We haven't said it, or did you tell him?
I commented, but I don't know if he
So
saw
the wood's
that.
called Monkey Pod. If you didn't already know that, which you probably do. But so it's made in the Philippines. So earlier stuff from the 50s was made in. Yeah, it's not going to come through here, but maybe you can hear it. Was made in Hawaii. And Monkey Pod is like a really slow growing hardwood that's very burly and gnarly.
Did you say the Philippines? Because this was labeled Philippines.
I wasn't there yet.
Oh, sorry.
But the Hawaii is where they would carve that in the 50s and 60s, and then Philippine businessmen kind of took over that. They are carved essentially by machines, but not like machine helped to make them, but that machine is just like a cutting tool, like an actual, and then they do hand carving to finish it off. But all that stuff I think is still made. If you can find it, it's probably more expensive. It's koa wood now if it's made in Hawaii, which is another hardwood that's rare, and it's monkey pod if it's made in the Philippines, because I think they burned up all the monkey pod on Hawaii. That was the problem. So here you can hear this only from. It's actually going to play out of our computer. So it's not going to sound quite fidelity-wise as good, but...
When I'm alone, I count myself.
Okay, that's one of them.
I count slowly getting faster.
That's another one.
Oh, okay.
Once I start counting, it's very hard to stop. Faster, it is so exciting.
I think that's the one. Faster.
I
It's
would
so
say,
exciting.
I don't know if Paul, are you here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That it could
Oh,
be
that's
that one.
cute.
It's the song. These are all like edited, but they're not perfectly edited. They're just like
The song on the count.
So I actually did go through the song
All right, wait.
and
Do
pulled
them
out all
again.
those. Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Okay,
I
I'll
want
do it.
Paul to hear
I'll
again.
do it. I'm doing it.
So
I'm
number
doing
one.
it. Are we gonna put up a thing? Okay, number
Oh.
one here. But let's it's Paul's. He can choose.
Yeah.
Now remember I will do a better job at editing these. These are chop edited. They're rough.
Number one.
When I'm alone, I count myself. I count.
So
Wait.
this is number two. Are you
So
ready?
number two.
Keep up. Okay.
I count slowly getting faster.
Okay.
That was
That's
two.
number two. Number three now.
Once I start counting, it's very hard to stop.
Number
Faster, it is so exciting.
That's my favorite.
So I like number two and number four. But
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
oh.
So that's
He wants the faster.
okay.
Faster, it is so exciting.
Okay, that's you finally got one. You got it. All
Uh-huh.
right. We did it! I worked on it for like an hour. It takes me a long time to do stuff like that, which is why I don't like to do it.
He said
because
the
it's like-
faster, or the last one. So play the last one again.
Okay. It's the song of the count. This one? I don't know if I replayed this one.
No.
The song on the count.
Or this is maybe the last one that you're saying, because I don't think I played that again. Yeah, so they're both the
That's chopped
song
off,
of... I told you, they're not.
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay.
The song on the count.
I hate how I tell you stuff and then you immediately go and forget it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we're going to go for...
Faster, it is so exciting.
That's
That
my
one's
favorite.
cute.
And it fits in and it like works well with the programming. But I'll choose anyone. We'll choose any. We're never getting to the all the questions today. It's impossible. Because we have to leave early. Sort of. We have to leave on time. We're never gonna make it.
What are you talking about?
We're never gonna make it, I says. That's what I says. Okay. Silverhair says, can you please rephrase that? Paul Rose says that's a Silverhair. How do you think the Expos will do this year? I think they're set for a win this year. They're going all the way to the heaven. They're already in heaven. They died. They're not alive anymore.
Well, we have Vermont Expos.
Do we?
Oh,
But
no,
they're
they're
not-
the lake monsters
They're the lake
now.
monsters. It's all done.
right.
We had the farm team was actually here in Vermont for the expos, and I think at some no. One of the so the farm team was here for the expos, but then they played somewhere else in the summer. They played like in
Candy-O.
Florida or somewhere. Oh, Candy's O Candy Dish.
Candy-O
That's a
was
Candy-O
to
candy
say,
dish.
yeah, Candy-O's here. We ate
you.
one batch of the Werthers in our new candy dish. We
We've had
just
like
filled it up
we've each
again.
had like 10 Werthers. It's our new favorite candy because it's the current candy, and we're not picky. Thank you. And it ties into WTF, who said it's from his hometown, and he's like Berlin. I'm like, Berlin's not a town. Am I right?
Do you say hi to B Nudes?
Not yet.
Meowdy.
No. Meowdy. Aloha,
It's
Uh,
a peeping time.
B
Pee.
nudes.
Oh,
Peeping.
lag.
Oh, lag. You
Oh.
silly. B-Dog says, hello, Spin.
Dog.
Leaving me out completely. I'm okay with that. Sometimes you just don't want to say hi to Primo, and I get it. I don't want to say hi to me sometimes. Me, Carl, Pete. Paul Rose says, I think it's definitely harder in the UK these days. Much smaller buyer pool domestically, too.
Yeah.
We definitely have it better over here. We have tons of crap. We have so much spoiled waste everywhere. And we also have tons of buyers. So there, really, I can't compare. You know, my 1, 2, 3, 4 is an American. The list, it works very well for a vintage collectible seller in America.
Well, and Polish Pete was saying when he was able to do the nuclear
Yeah,
reset, it was
he won.
working,
He
and
won.
then the eBay UK did something and made it difficult.
I like
for him
how
to
bold
do
he's
that.
boldly been putting his weekly income take from eBay in his thumbnail. You don't even have to go watch his videos, but you don't have to. You can see how much he made. And at the end of the year, when he still had the nuclear reset, he had like, as I want to say, it's like close to 900 pounds. And then now he's like in the 200s every episode.
No matter what, though, it's worth a watch just listening to him and his curses and stuff.
And the other people joining in are really people who are very analytical about eBay. I found my personal, and I'll just say it smushes off on you, is to revert to my old reselling habits and not get confused by modern eBay selling techniques. And the fact is if you got good stuff, and by good stuff I mean stuff that you're a professional about. So clothing comes and goes, but like we sell Apple computers. I know almost everything about those. So I can just keep selling that and I know it. So I'm saying that's what we've really leaned into is our expertise. So I
Yeah,
don't think this
but, you
applies
know,
to clothing, because how can you can be an expert at clothing, but it's up to what you find. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? See,
well,
clothing
yeah.
is so vast. It's like if you go into a store,
Well, I feel you
you're
sort
not going
of
to get
have
the same
to,
piece
you
every
sort of
time.
have to be niched out for
You're niche,
clothing. And Polish Pete is.
He's a clothing reseller.
Yeah. And then Stoic Reseller, he was sort of doing more like.
He had commented on Polish Pete's. We haven't seen him in a
He
long time.
did?
Yeah. And he was just saying that
Wow.
everything's fine with him, and you know
good.
his technique is working for him, and he's supporting his family, and everything's great. But you also haven't seen him do YouTube, which I think one of the most important things to remember and hardest pills to swallow is we're definitely working not twice as hard. We're working way harder than we did 2 years ago for the same buck, for sure, without question.
On eBay.
On eBay, everywhere, for everything, except for a Facebook Marketplace, which really surprises us with people that buy the crap. that we
But
put up
it's
there.
also because there's double the amount of sellers now too.
Yeah, there is, but you just have to be like,
So it's like the same amount of sales buyers, but now it's split up amongst double the amount of people that there were before the.
I'm not sure that's the
2020.
only reason why it's happening, but you better just sell your stuff for cheaper. You don't have a choice. Sell for cheaper.
And a year or so ago, what was it in 2023, mid 2023, where we all felt this weird thing happen with our eBay sales? We all became a little desperate for answers and desperate to try new things. And so we all sort of came together on what the heck's going on with eBay.
And what we found out is basically eBay changed. That was it. And so then 2 years later, still, that's all there is.
And when we realized, months into it, that it wasn't going to get any better, we started realizing we need to start, adapting and coming to terms with it.
We pivot. We adapt.
Coming to terms with it.
We did none of those things. We didn't pivot or adapt. I mean, we did adapt, but we didn't pivot.
What? Did you take my candy?
No. What we did was we ignored our feelings and tried the STR, tried to say, how do we sell the exact same crap and have it work? And the only way I could think was to break it up into different stores. That's what I did, and it worked. The only thing that I'll say is that we have 3 stores, one being really high-end stuff. There's no promotion. My 4th tenet of my 1, 2, 3, 4 Gloria Estefan guide to eBay selling is you must promote at least 5%. You must.
And remember, in 2024,
just last year,
we were so against promoting.
At least, I was doing the nuclear reset and not promoting and using that as my tool.
The beginning of 2024 for like the first part, I don't know, first quarter, first half of 2024, we were like, no, we're not promoting.
It was a fight.
We were doing the nuclear reset every single day, but we noticed that the nuclear reset started, it wasn't working as well. And so then that's when you started testing out the
maybe I need
promoting.
To promote. I was like, hey, me. And then this thought bubble came up, and it was like a frozen thought bubble. Remember how the frozen clouds from Interstellar? So I had a frozen thought bubble, and I bumped my head into it. And then I'm like, I just discovered the flux capacitor. I didn't. What I discovered was promoting. I was like, why am I fighting promotion? This is the future. I'm going to have to do it. And then, what did I find out? That the nuclear reset started to work again as long as I was promoting. With the exception of our top store, where we put in an Apple computer, people are looking for that item. They're going to search for it. No promotions on that store. That ship flies, or it either sits, I swear, it either sits there for a really long time because it's looking for the right person, like it's a piece of art, or it's a highly desirable thing that STRs within a week.
I just want to make it clear, though, the nuclear reset, by definition, when you first started using that term, was you were doing it literally every single day.
Every single day.
You are not doing it every day.
All things every day. That was the full
You were not. Right. Now you're only doing it once a week.
Wait, I didn't say that.
On each of our...
Let's go through my top 4 things. Gloria Estefan's guide to eBay selling. Number 1, nuclear reset once a week. Did I mention that? So I do it on Thursday. No, when do I do it? Friday morning. I wake up at 5 o'clock and I do it on Friday morning because I still think that the weekend is when most of our sales happen. Is it now because I do the nuclear reset on Friday? And then so we have all this explosion of sales over the weekend. It's just the way it works now.
Well, and traditionally, I don't know if it's still really traditional. People get paid on Fridays.
Yeah.
So...
And we used to list on Sundays back in the olden days, but the weekends are always been where we happen. Separate your store to maximize STR. Now that's enough. I'm not sure how, every store is going to be a little bit different, but take out your crap and put it in a separate store. You know which crap is your crap and which is your good stuff. Separate and live.
And and I'll say this, I've said this before, the one pitfall with having multiple stores for, I think, us is, so if we're listing
store fees,
we're not. So if you have a goal of listing at least 20 items a day on your eBay account, well, now you have 3 stores.
This is true.
And if you still want to stick to 20 items a day, that might be difficult because now you're listing 60 items split up amongst your 3 stores. And So I'm finding that difficult. To our media store, it's easy because it's just media. You don't need to clean it. It's just quick photographs, books,
send.
right? But our other two stores,
other two stores are like ridiculous. I shipped a huge IBM monitor thing, like not even a monitor, it's a terminal. I mean, it's like 1978. It weighed maybe, I don't know, it was 70 pounds, over 70 pounds shipped.
yeah.
And I put it in a box and I just glued it together and shipped it. I put it in a box. I put wood on it. There was wood involved. There was styrofoam. There's like a lot of Tasmanian devil dust cloud type things happening. And then I shipped it. What was my point on that?
No clue.
Just how great I am at shipping. Well, don't be scared of shipping stuff if you want to be good at eBay. That's not on here, but I think that's a good thing.
And there was a price adjustment on the shipping, and it was only like $1.75 or something.
Yeah.
Who even thought it was gonna?
That was pretty
like,
good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've gotten one, maybe two, maybe refunds on overpaying, but boy, they'll get me for $1 underpaying, which I didn't. But it's like, I don't spend a lot of time contesting those because I don't want to get on the phone. If I could do it automatically, I would. Things are said. Biff says, I can't bear to, I know Biff. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, your ephemera does belong together. That is.
Well, you do
just
have a
it.
store. And you don't, I mean, I'm going to guess you don't really have anything you consider crappy. Right? So you have like you have more of a perfect scenario.
Right. And when we're saying like have multiple stores, it's more to put like items together in the store. So we have now our media store. We have our store that has very few items. That's more for specific collectors looking for a specific thing.
James is a good example where he just took his clothing out of his store and had that be separate. And that makes a lot of sense.
And we would do that too, which we still have yet to get into clothing because I don't think we're really going to. But
we already did our little clothing.
We would definitely have a separate store for.
We did it way
clothing.
back when you could. Well, we did it when you got Hawaiian shirts and they sold for. We did that.
Yeah, and
we just didn't do the T-shirt
I'm going to
thing.
do an Etsy store, but the one thing is that Etsy, it has to be handmade or vintage. So there's maybe like some clothing items we have that we wouldn't be able to sell on Etsy because they're not vintage or handmade.
Mike G has never personally done a nuclear reset. He hires somebody at Home Depot to come home and do it for him. I know what you're up to.
Go nuclear 2 years ago.
My nuclear involved removing crap inventory price adjustments, implementing coupons and offers, and improving keywords. Honestly, I mean, that's a yeah, you could do it that way, Mike, or you could get crazy and just unlist and relist and don't promote and do everything backwards and just see
Mike
what happens.
is successful. So.
Yeah,
right, and B-Nudes was saying you're in a very
walk through life making sense all the time. That's a great way to be, isn't it?
B-Nudes was saying you're in a very high demand category, Mike, and albeit half the world under 30 wants to be in that same category.
And does it? Now we remember. We know what category he sells.
But
first of all, we know to look at if we forget.
But he is saying that 2 years ago, though, it did not feel like that. So the changes he made, and with eBay seeming to get a little better.
Well, he took out his crap. So what is a perfect, so for clothing and for video games where you have massive tons of inventory, people don't want to look through and see the dumb stuff. So they're gonna be really excited if you take out the dumb stuff. Now the question is, do you take the dumb stuff and put it over on a different account, or maybe take it to Whatnot? We have to talk about Beard's.
Well, and we've mentioned this before, and I've heard Josh mentioning it too. Is that if you are in a niche and you have a nice collection of it, but you also have like random clothing or random so like Josh with his stereographs and his antiques. And if you have like random clothing pieces or random CDs or VHS tapes, people don't take your knowledge as seriously if they see you mixing in a whole bunch of other random crap with
unless your store
the
is
main
that
thing you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
Right, unless your store is that. But like I say, you know, I'm not going to want to go into a toy store and buy an engagement ring.
No, yeah.
Even if it's
I mean,
a
that's
great
just-
engagement ring, because I'm going to be like, how do these toy people know anything about an engagement ring?
Yeah, is this a real diamond? What
Right.
quality is it? Is
So
it...
that's why, right, separating out your project has...
A
it proved to
2070
help
10.
us.
2070 10. Biff is just like, I mean, he's just, again, another, it's just, you have a perfected unit. Your whole thing is a unit, which makes you a little bit outside, you know, the struggles of some. I mean, we all paid for it back in April, June of 93. What year was it? 2023. But Biff has, I mean, because I guess if you have a really, we just never did eBay right. So our knowledge on, I just went and bought like killer stuff and sold killer stuff. So everything was a one-off. Every single thing was a one-off.
But now there's more competition. So yeah, if we are
new to media and stuff.
We are looking up our stuff more now because we know more people are purging their stuff and
but
more
I also
people are
think
selling.
that we're professional media sellers now. I mean, we can keep a store going and we can guesstimate how much we're going to make. We can pump
I am
it full
so
of
trying to be like Ro right now. And
You
just
are
like,
Ro.
finish your sentence, dear.
Before I start talking, just let's not talk over each other, okay? We're not going to do it, see?
Ro and Doug are so good. Well, even John and Jenna, they don't talk over each other either.
Do you even watch their show? Do you
They
even
don't
eBay?
really talk over each other.
Do you even eBay anymore?
But right, but we do check out prices because we don't want to be ridiculously high. But there are more. We are
Best price.
we
obviously
are
doesn't
seeing
work.
more of our collectibles. You know, there are more of them available now. I see often.
I'm not really. I'm arrogant about eBay. I'm the best person to sell my stuff. So I just beat people
So Paul was
because I
saying
never pay too much for it. So
I bought
just,
an item on eBay today. It took about 3/4 of an hour to find the best price, about 50% less than the highest for the same new item. The best price obviously doesn't work.
well, best price for eBay. It's not best price for you.
Yeah, right.
Thank
But
you
you
very
came into me today. Oh,
Yes.
AO, are you
What did I do?
I wonder if AO had to head out or if he's still
He's
here.
going to get a chicken bake.
A rotisserie. You came into the kitchen today and you're like, hey, yeah, I was just like
I
searching
remember
for
that.
something. And you were like, I was sort of wondering how eBay was going to be showing me this item because there's a whole bunch of them and they're all at the same price. And I just realized it's the most recently listed item that is
Well,
at the
I was
top.
specifically talking about my listings, not other people's. Like in the back office, how they arrange things that are the same price when I go to
I'm
look
sorry.
for something.
Okay.
But no, it is across the board. They arrange it primarily by price and then secondly, newest listed. So if you have a bunch of stuff at the same price, it'll list the most recent one. I just didn't know they did that in the back office.
I see.
And I was always confused by it. And it was today, I was like, ding, another frozen thought cloud happened and I bopped my head.
So B Nudes was saying that I noticed the moment eBay started filtering bots, a change in conversion rates. Started using the filtering bots.
Ooh, was that so right before the big change happened, or maybe 6 months, somewhere before that, they took away our impressions. We were getting way more views. I mean, everyone, not just us. Everybody got a whole bunch more views on their items. And then they said, hey, we can't do that anymore. And I thought, oh, this is a big change. If eBay has to get rid of the bots, the fake views on items, they're going to have real views or somewhat real views. They're tightening the belt, the ship. They're making it more accountable, really, their views. So why are they doing that?
Digging,
No, so
they can be like, no, see, this matches. These numbers are right.
No, they did it so that they could start selling, because it was fake numbers. So they knew they couldn't sell promotions, PL to people, because their listings were fake. So they actually had to tighten up those numbers first so that legally they could charge you for bull crap promoted listings. Maybe. What does Baskin think about that
So Mike was saying, yeah, video games are in high demand, but sourcing them at a good price is the challenge. And Matt Dendacor Depot was saying, I put over 200 items over the weekend, 400 for the week, and sold 62 items.
You put us all to shame.
Yeah.
Mostly you, because I don't list anything.
Silverhair's had 23 items to ship out today. But 62, you're happy with that result, right, Matt? 62 is good for
a week's worth of. Well, it depends on how much the income is, but I mean it's a lot of sales to be putting out.
Were
eBay's
those 62 items all part of the 400 that you had listed in the week?
Half and half. I'm guessing.
What does B-Nude say? Google may change suppressing hordes of eBay listings from primary search, there was another hit.
Let's see if I'm going all the way down to the bottom to see if yes,
hey,
the impressions went down. Of course, the bots they blocked are half crap, but many were lesser search and price compare mechanisms.
Like, don't get rid of the bots because some days the bots will get rid of us. Yeah, and Mike is saying that there is something to buyers trusting your items in your store. I sell games higher than anyone. The reason is trust and presentation. And yeah, speaking about presentation, we got onto that because we were looking at Whatnot. We were watching
Beard last
night.
He was doing, and we got to say, Beard, it was a little, I don't know what was going on. I kept getting kicked out of the show. First of all, I had a big nightmare because the phone and the desktop aren't the same, and then I couldn't figure out how to log. It was a big mess. And then I got it all figured out. I'm actually approved to sell on Whatnot now, which is nice. But then we started going on your show, and I kept getting kicked off, and they would put me back in the show. Like every 5 minutes or something, it would kick me out and
I
pop me
feel
back
like
in.
these things are meant to be used with phones, though, smartphones.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's maybe what was happening. And then we went out and we looked at a bunch of people, other people selling stuff, and we're like, this place is crazy. And then we can go back to last night, but this morning I woke up with a real
there are a ton of people that are
I'm
selling.
gonna sell
early in
on
the morning.
Whatnot. I have so much of the Whatnot type stuff to sell. We're gonna do a couple of shows, and thanks to Beard for showing us. And then I'm like, we can do this. We're like, if Beard can do it, we're gonna do this. I'd like to see Joni a little bit more, but that's okay. And then so we looked this morning, 5:59. I don't know what time was it, 5:59 or something. It was early. There are 20 people up there selling handbags and makeup. I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but are people stimulated? I mean, I'm just wondering. I'm looking at the very motivated people. There is I don't want to, say anything rude, but there's a little woman from somewhere, and she's selling brand new Chinese stuff on a iPad.
The items are actually
aggressive.
on this iPad. The photos of the items are on this iPad, and she's like scrolling, and she's
Try
like,
not to do an accent because that would be rude.
she's like, come on, everyone, come on.
She's like, let's do it,
Come on,
gangster. Let's go, gangster.
Come on, you gotta get the price up. $1. That $1's too cheap. Come on, gangster. Come on, gangster.
She's hitting the desk, and I'm like, people are buying. She's like, what's going on here?
Scrolling through the pictures, and I saw a gun in one of them, and I'm like, what is happening here?
It's a crazy, crazy Wild West up there, and I gotta make some money, and I like making money in the Wild West, so we got to do a little bit of that. And then I started calculating numbers, and I'm like, so you got 100 items up there.
Oh.
And you're gonna get $2 a piece. You start them at $2. I don't know what they are. The Atari cartridges, I don't know what they are, but you $3 a piece, $4 a piece. We were watching people selling clothing on Dibbit that are going for $3, $4, $5 a piece. And I'm like, you're getting those for 50 cents. You do 100, you do an hour show, you get $500 in your pocket. That's more than you make in a day because we make like $3 a day or something.
Well, the other
Numbers.
realization I came to was, and how do I say? This is sort of judgy, but Some of the people on Whatnot were a little scary looking.
It's a lot of cringe.
And
up
then
in
I
there.
said to
It's true.
Primo, I was like, ooh, imagine like the people behind some of the stuff that's being sold on eBay. We don't see them on Whatnot. You do. Like, holy cow. And some of it
It's
was a
super
little...
weird. It's super, super weird. And yeah.
Hey, Josh is there.
Josh is here. Where's Josh?
Up top. We're so far behind.
I'm sorry,
Can you hurry
Josh.
and get through some of this? Oh my God.
We're
Wait, there was a question. Basket Nudes, a very real question, is how interactive TV advertising.
You love this. This is his thing. Because
which
it's
is
all
the next
going.
big thing coming will impact the
Excuse
eBay
me.
stores.
It's because, and I'll just point it out because
eBay shores.
we know what he's saying. Up to eBay shores will impact the shores of eBay. Impact. But the point is that he's bringing up the fact that Samsung and all these people are going to start conglomerating their content to manufacturers as opposed to content providers. So they're gonna Samsung is going to, I guess, sell their own advertising and put it on their TVs. So they're gonna own it. In other words, they're not using advertising agencies and stuff. They're gonna own their own money. They're just gonna, I don't know. I don't really know what he's talking about, but that's sort of what it is.
Wait, and who is it that's been talking about? Is it someone? Is it Beard talking about? Like Amazon, are they going to start getting rid of the little sellers, and it's just going to
2%
be
is good.
they're going to be just focused on the big manufacturers. They'll be the marketplace for big companies to sell.
50% more like things used to be in places like eBay and other stuff. That's old school. We're never going back there, I don't think. We don't want barriers to entry removed. It won't be good. How much crap is going to appear on eBay if it lists with a simple click of the camera?
I know.
We're going to go through just another... we're going to be the guinea pigs on another layer, you know?
And it's going to make it extremely difficult. It's already getting difficult, like buying stuff at yard sales. And especially we know already at thrift stores because people are looking online first to see what stuff is
Where
worth.
are we going to be?
Now and then, if it makes it real easy, oh God, going to a yard sale, people are going to be like, it's selling for this much now. Because they already do it now. And if it's easier, it's going to be no point in having yard sales
Would you
anymore.
agree that retail and thrift stores are for fun for us, for the most part? I mean, most of our stuff does not come from thrift stores or garage sales. We like it. It's fun. And like last year, we got don't want to mention the $1,000 rubber mask from the Post. But yeah, that's really, really super cool. But that's not, you can't count on that. So everything is, we've got 10,000 books to list. We've got piles of crap we're buying from people. We're not buying one computer from Apple. We just bought, I don't know how many computers we just buy. 20 computers. I don't know. Actually, I do know.
Major win with
I
the
say I
Primo
don't
baby.
know,
Let's
but I
kick
do.
it, sucker. Paros, it's snow. What a thing with an attitude. Wow, you are
Beard.
so far behind. You're an hour behind.
Beard, please put on your seatbelt.
Kimo, baby, let's kick it, sucker.
I don't want him to fly out. Boom. Also, whatever the new tech is, won't eBay purchase it and make it available for everyone? No, they
No, what
I don't think they
eBay will
will.
do is they'll wait too long, and then when they buy it, they realize it's irrelevant, and then they end up selling it to another company,
Or-
like they've done with 3 things.
but they're stupid. Sometimes they're stupid, but they definitely don't necessarily do that when the third party software. I assume they're getting some sort of kickback from List Perfectly. But I don't know. Don't even take that person. I don't even know that. I'm just saying there's some sort of financial benefit to eBay allowing List Perfectly, Vendu, these other platforms. Maybe they have to pay $1 million for their API. I don't know what it is.
There's a
but
whole
there's some
thing
sort
that
of thing.
there's a
And they don't want to run their own. Remember, eBay used to have they used to have their own Blackthorn. They bought Blackthorn software way back in time, and so that was like what you used to list on eBay way back in time. And they bought it, and then they got rid of it, and they bought it for a whole bunch of money. And there was also Turbo Lister. Remember Turbo Lister? Another. So now they let other people do the software.
Even the what is the thing used to look up sales from 3 years
Terra
back.
Peak, right.
Terra Peak, that was separate from
And they
eBay.
manipulate the crap out of Terra Peak. Let me just tell you, everybody knows that, right? You know that the prices in Terra Peak aren't always right because they do not show you
If you took it for
deals.
a lower price.
They do not show you offers all the time. You can look it up and it says I sold something for $1,200. I took $900 for it. I know how much I took for it. Still listing up there on Terra Peak is $1,200. So you can't totally trust everything in Terra Peak either. Really, what really amounts to anything, how much a price is when it sells. You know how much it.
Doug was saying that their 20% off coupon ended, and we are selling more than ever right now.
After the 20% off. That could be...
The 20% off coupon ended. So maybe like eBay got you in this algorithm because they knew you were doing a sale.
They said
so
that you're
showing
trying.
Stuff. So maybe
You're like, you're trying. We're
Yeah.
going to give you some extra.
here's a gold star.
I
I wonder. That is all just total hearsay. BS. I'm thinking. My
Well,
mind. I can make
there's
up.
no doubt.
I can make up like a reason.
And you
for
do.
anything.
Nothing stops you from trying. The number one rule always is what Oxford Professor says, and I need to listen to a whole bunch of stuff, but you need to move your store. You got to work it. You got to work it, Johnny. You got to knead the dough. You got to put sales on and take them off. You got to put on.
But
the
that
only
is-
about promoted
that is
listings.
weird,
I said
though.
just put them on and leave them on. Kind of. I haven't found. Taking them off almost maybe disrupts things, so don't take off your promoted listings if you start them. The only way to take off your promoted listings, and it works quite well without any issue, is after you do a reset. Don't have it automatically go back into a PL situation.
But it is weird though that once they took off the sale, they're selling more.
It's a working your store. It's
Can
an
you go
activity
back up?
in your store, so therefore it is good.
It's still like.
It's a movement. It's like a chess move. You know, and they like that.
And again, it's weird. It's a psychological thing sometimes. People go, why is this 20% off? Was something wrong?
You remember that cute little like pin-up, little bee pin-ups? We call them bee nudes. The furry eye.
Wait, what? I wonder what that was.
I can't also... Oh, look, there's lag. Silver Hair Stacker says, I learned that monkey pod is from Central America and was planted in the Pacific in the 1800s. Yes, that's a true story. Trade routes that went from Galapagos, from South America to Micronesia. That's what I'm trying to think of. They go back and forth between those two places.
B News prospectus of interactive TV advertising by 2020 is over $120 billion.
So I know anything about this, and I don't listen because I will have
2030,
to
he meant to
forget
say.
something important that I have to remember, like how to breathe or pee or something. So I'm not going to listen to this, but it is interesting, and there is a little nugget, just like kind of. Oh, by the way, did you look at my thumbnail today? And Bridget did work on my nose hairs because it was up close. So go take a look at that and see what's crammed up my nostrils.
Monkeypox, I think I had that as a kid. Like, you're insane. You know what that just reminded me of?
It's very interesting. It's very interesting, the trade routes. Can you not make noises out loud, please? If you're just hide your disgust. Stop embarrassing me in front of company. The monkey pod, they literally did canoes like in the Zero Ages, but up until the 1800s they were still doing like big canoes across. And then Thor Heyerdahl did his crossing, and it went from it's interesting that it's not backwards. For some reason the trade waters go. The whole world does not rotate. And I'm discovering things here. Beard, help me. So if the world is flat, for some reason you can drive a non-powered boat from Chile to Hawaii. And you think, because I'm stupid, that the boat's only go in one direction. Because the earth turns this way. So the boats can only go in one direction, which is the east. Right?
I don't know what you're saying.
No. Don't come to my class. Go to Silverhead's class. But nonetheless, Thor Heyerdahl did prove that you can go from Chile to Hawaii on a raft, and he did it. And I don't think he had a monkey pod, but fish were like jumping in his boat, and it was like there was so much food to eat. There was no problem with food. And then the water, there was no problem with water. And then you could be out on the ocean for 60 days, and fish just jumped in your mouth. So it was pretty cool.
Tactical Z, aloha.
Monkey pod, am I right? Where's Tactical Z? Boom!
Aloha.
Good job.
Yeah,
I like
that one.
Yeah. Didn't even,
No,
not even a
it's
stir.
only when you do it.
I know, he likes that. We gotta take a break.
I was jonesing for a Werther, so popped one in. Well, smash
Smash
that
that
like
like
button within 3 minutes. Cha-ching!
And that goes for you too. Through the grace of Flipping Ain't Easy, somehow we smeared our like button to also give you a sale. And I smeared the effect through magic over to our channel. It's not like smearing is not exact. It's not coloring within the line, so bad things could happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hey lag, I like that one, but we don't remember which one that is because it was so long ago. And then other words, and then words. So say, for example, Walmart is targeting folks via AI for video games. Target channels, buyers, recorded. eBay has the real problem with 25,000 video game vendors. Amazon targets same as well as retro. Okay, I see what you're saying. Is that right? Because Walmart, well, okay. So you're saying advertising, the TV advertising is powerful. And if somebody's sitting on their TV watching Samsung and then goes, oh my gosh, I need to have a Sega Echo Dolphin game, they're then going to go to Walmart. They're not going to go to eBay because they're already on TV with advertising to a store that is advertising on a television as opposed to eBay advertising on the internet with their very rare advertising clothing sometimes for young people on TV. That's all they seem to do.
I'm still trying to figure out what he's saying there. So
We don't have any more time.
Hey,
We have to move on.
0 notification.
I'm sorry. There does seem to be happening. Oh my! One thing that happened I just gotta share this a little bit.
What?
To creators out there. We had our last show was actually pretty good. We had some nice views on it, and then I changed the title to say "World's Greatest eBayers" or something like that, and we got like 400 views overnight. So I'm just saying, go clickbait up your titles. It actually is working right now, like really, really super well.
Huh,
So,
weird.
I mean, it's lame, but it also works. Just saying.
I feel like I've heard someone say before, sometimes you need to like go in and undo your notification and then go back and click it again to
Each individual person? Like, yeah. So for our
well,
channel.
yeah, if you're not getting notifications, but you
I
have
can't
the
do
bell
it.
on.
I can't blanket just do that for everybody.
Oh,
Being the channel guy.
no. If you yourself as a
I
viewer,
can see the conundrum.
just whatever.
I can see the conundrum there. I understand what you're saying.
Biff, the chicken wing era is mostly over for me. I switched to pouring wine part-time.
Really? Well, that's.
Well,
Are you gonna go? Are you a sommelier already, or are you gonna go Somali, or are you doing the white with the thing, and then you pour, and then you wipe, and then you go taste, and then you go, isn't that good? And then on your way back, you're like, sorry, I don't know, something happened to half your bottle. You guys drank it, obviously.
yeah, I feel like eBay will at some point move toward that. FBA is like
What?
you ship your product in and then they'll distribute or ship it out for you, right? Is that what FBA
Yeah,
is?
fulfilled by Amazon.
Yeah.
We have done it. We've tried everything once, and it sucked. So, and they ran over half our shit. And in fact,
Amazon.
and we still have all the ones they ran over, or the ones that they said. Well, so our full understanding of Amazon was we had a product, we sold it, we sold a bunch of them, and then we refilled it. FBA, we re-upped FBA, and from that point on, it was a nightmare.
All right, so they get you, they hook you, and then they don't give a crap about you anymore once you re-up it.
Now that was 5 years ago, so I'm sure things have changed, but at the same time,
For the worse.
I'm sure, and harder, just like more, like we're trying to fucking. Just said a swear.
Oh my God!
Hold on a second. I hope no kids are on vacation today. Holy cow! I'm out of my mind! You should spank me.
No, that makes it worse.
I'm so sorry for... Wow. But I'm passionate about it. I can't remember what I was even going to say now. I'm like completely flabbergasted at my mouth. But I was saying something very passionately about how Amazon sucks. And how we really tried to use it, and then it didn't work, and then now we hate it.
Biff
And
was...
we're trying to cut a swath.
Hey, Beard King.
So we have to work only. I'm sorry to disturb your lunch with swears. I apologize.
And just a quick, it's Mike's 1 year membership anniversary.
What?
Thank you, Mike Seller.
Hello, Mike Sellers and mahalos. This swear is for you.
Yeah,
I have
and
never said a swear. Like
Beard King Picker is saying Amazon still doesn't care about you. And Biff was saying, I'm working at a winery. I have some wine certifications, but they aren't necessary. I just have to be my charming Biff self.
That's nice.
Fräulein Donna! Yes, I know. Sorry, Fräulein.
What happened? The swear?
Probs.
I know, that's totally lame. I mean, generally I have control. Peanut butter Snickers. That's good. I'm not allowed to eat candy, and yet I do. Basket, there's a bunch of Y2 ads with QR codes. Craftsman has been doing it for the deal of the race during track races for a year now. All interesting stuff for sure. Must be the on TV ads. So Basket knew what he's saying, and he said it like 10 times. So it's that advertising is congealing with the manufacturers, as opposed to the manufacturers making a product and then having their hub in the center where you go to Netflix and everything. The manufacturers themselves are going to make content, and they're going to buy content.
So like Apple TV makes a lot of their
own
content.
TV. They're going to make their own TV, and it's going to be a closed ecosystem. So instead of having
so to
Netflix
watch,
and
like,
Hulu
Apple
and all
shows.
these things.
So like, yeah, whatevs.
Well, I'm sure they'll spread it out.
My brain is just going down a rabbit hole right now. I can't.
It's not a good rabbit hole. And rabbits don't clean up after themselves, so there's little round balls at the bottom. What are these? Are these like those
So
round balls you fall back
Metropolis, Madhouse. Choose your favorite.
Okay, I'm not even contextually aware of where we are. Metropolis is a movie, and Madhouse is a movie. Let's see. I don't know. WTF? We're on a different track right now. Let's see, Madhouse.
He's
movie.
so far behind.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to get ahead that I'm swearing. Okay, I do know what you're saying. It is movies, and I don't know. I can't answer that question for you because are you saying Madhouse with him and her? Are you getting frustrated? Why are you so frustrated today?
I'm not.
You are. You're making lots of noises.
I don't know.
Exasperated, not frustrated.
I guess so.
Hulu.
Steve
Aloha,
Ash,
Steve!
aloha.
Stop fighting, Mom and Dad. My brother was Java lead engineer with MNTN, who's a leader in that technology. I don't know a ton about it. I've been learning. So MNTN is an what do you call that word when you accredit? No, you acclimate? No. You aggregate. It's a aggregator of stuff. Oh, sorry. Right. Sorry about that. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing eBay FBA. No, no. Heard horror stories about sellers losing their merch at Amazon, and with eBay bans accounts for no reason. Right. And not to mention that they already do that, right? With Sneakers are FBA, sort of. Not really. If they make you send them in to be verified.
Impulse buys from the stuff.
sofa.
It's funny because when we were looking at
It's
those
closer
whatnot live auctions this morning, we were just like, this is where if you just tune in, you could just be like, I'll have fun and just because this stuff is going for so cheap.
It's before 6 o'clock Eastern,
and just all impulse, and then you get wrapped up in it, and next thing you know, you're like hundreds of dollars in.
The thing is that these people are 100 items in at 6 o'clock in the morning. So this is a late night crack smoking. I don't know what's going on, but I got to tell you, it felt very unwholesome. That was the word that I used.
Yeah,
was like, there's nothing wholesome about Whatnot. And I'm like, is there a place on Whatnot to be wholesome? Like, can we make a space where we're,
like a district where you have your own marketplace?
Yeah, like could we make a store on Whatnot? Could we, or are you tainted by the rest of what Whatnot feels like? Which is to say, there's some shenanigans going on there.
It sort of feels like you're in an alleyway. And
a little
someone's
bit.
like, hey, look at what I got in my coat.
That's what it feels like. And I'm not saying that's
just what we were observing this morning.
And in general, our business reality is to sell an experience as well as the product. And that experience is like nice.
Well, and maybe that's why district will eventually maybe be better for people.
Ever since the beginning.
Because you're part of an actual community,
What are all those little tidbits that you're breaking up there?
Little pieces of
Pokey treats. And you're like arranging them.
6x6 was saying pivot, adapt. No, we unionize. We're not going to protest.
That's it. Step back. Stop selling. We're protesting. Resist eBay.
And Den Decor was saying, different stores and making sure that you're on every platform you can be on.
We're still not doing that part. That might prove to be our major failure, especially if we get hit by eBay for anything. But I will say that so far,
Amy's here.
The platforming. Aloha, Amy and Jovial. So far, we have not spread to Etsy, just not in any serious way, to Etsy or any of the other platforms. Which, with our stuff, I don't know if we would go to the other platforms, except for maybe Mercari, but I don't think so. So it's Etsy and or live selling. So those are our futures right now. And I think live selling's here. So if we're not live selling by next week, which we might be, that's this time and place right this second. This time and place right now for the last 2 months and for the next, I don't know how long, is live selling. Check it out for yourself.
Amazon Seller 99 is here.
Aloha.
And they were saying that it was probably just bad luck with the FBA. About 1% of our shipments get lost, and usually they're mysteriously found about 20 to 30 days later. Haven't had a permanently lost shipment in years, knock on wood. So this is interesting. Candy, I'm down because you're so far up. I'm just quickly going to the bottom.
You read the bottom, I'll read the top.
Yeah, and Candy O was saying, and I'm really curious about this because I'm afraid that we're going to be dealing with maybe one or two of these. Candy O said, kudos to eBay. I give it when it's due for showing me how to get them to return my money that I had refunded to a buyer who ended up finally getting their delayed package. Two so far.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
We've got 2 lost right now.
Yeah. And
that are weeks lost.
And, we're at 3 weeks on one of them. And
$400 and $250 items.
And one of our buyers put in an item not received, and
I called him.
And Primo called him and was like, "Oh, please give me a couple more days."
I didn't say that.
Well, you said,
Don't even pretend.
"Please give it a couple more days."
I was nice. I discussed it with the guy, and I said, if you don't mind, can we just wait till the mid of this week before I have to give you money while the $250 item is still out there and you haven't gotten it, and I don't want to do that.
Because the USPS package search is saying that it's closed, And once they close it, it typically means that the item should be delivered within 48 to 72 hours.
And yet it's not.
Right.
And then that's not even working right now. So there he is, the great Josh Galt from the lame state of New York. Thank you. Josh is in New York, right near Baskin Noodles. Let's see. New York wants to become Canada's next province. True that. I guess they already took Vermont. Now you'll notice that Vermont is already Frenchy because it used to be owned by the French already. Vermont. It's just backwards. Should be Montvert, but still, because we are American. Paul is saying, Josh Galt, what you doing there? Did the Air Force Air Force One go down? Don't let them inject you in the neck. Anybody watch the end of Severance, the last episode? Anybody watching Severance? Crazy last good episode. Won't say anymore.
Wait, the Snoopy light just came on? Wait, what?
Did it?
It was on when we sat down. But did it go off and then come back on?
Maybe. Alexa, turn off all lights. Alexa, shut up.
Jen was asking if
Great. What?
Jen was asking, do sales kind of suck for you guys?
No. Sales, no, not at all. I honestly, no, they don't. eBay is functioning perfectly right now.
Well, I was saying, Mom says that this show is too mature for me.
I love that word. Out of our minds. Okay, wait. I'm trying to.
Ryan was saying, I literally spent the last couple of days changing most of my titles and thumbnails to look more clickbaity. Oh, okay. On his YouTube.
YouTube, it works. I'm not going to do it all the time because I like humor more than I like clickbait. And I just think saying something funny and hoping like 3 people get it is like way more entertaining to me than saying something clickbaity that fools thousands of people. But if we want to grow our channel, we actually have to clickbait. But, not for now. I'm trying to figure out how there's PDX Picker and some of these other eBayers that have 1,000 1,300 subscribers, and they're getting like 5,000 views, and they're not doing anything different than we are. So I'm not really sure how everything works, but he just PDX Picker just said that he doesn't even have 4,000 watch hours, and I'm like, but you're putting out 30-minute videos, and you have numbers aren't making sense.
Huh.
YouTube numbers are very weird. Very weird system of operation here on the tube. But please still like and subscribe. Thank you. eBay's always behind. They are, because they're they're not. They are a technology company, but they're kind of not. They're a garage sale company with technology. I think that's why.
When I don't know, at least once a week I read eBay stuff, and I'm always reading something where it's like, when eBay purchased this company back in 2006, and then they sold it, or it's now it's not even useful anymore. And I'm like, wow, they spent that much money on that, and it's not even used.
B-Nudes is putting out this prophetic comment. Whatnot will fold under the Shop Safe Act. There's no way they have the resources to defend the platform. I don't know about that necessarily, B-Nudes, but I will say that my concern with Whatnot is that it's a live auction, and that individual states have live auction rules, and people need to get licenses and stuff, and somehow that will unravel the Whatnot fantasy. But I'm still going to try it.
Well, that it might be. That's why they also offer you to just have everything sit there, like in an eBay
Static.
store.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I remember a long time ago reading how some people are saying how even selling on eBay, if they were doing it in an auction format, that their state would require them to have a auction license.
But we're not. So how are they going to find us? You have to enforce. And if we don't enforce, then we're just going to do reckless, whatever we want. There she is. Paul Rosa says, I couldn't do whatnot. This crypt would take way too much cleaning. Well, we're going to, what I want to do, we have a lot of, in the room of broken promises and disappointments. We are like maybe as soon as next week over at our warehouse where we have tons of stuff to sell. And what Amy might be interested, what our first show might possibly maybe be is all the stuff, all of our laser engraving stuff that we don't need or use.
Like wooden little whiskey barrels.
We've got the barrels. We've got boxes. We've got mugs, travel mugs, various mugs that are unlasered, ceramics, different things for. I mean, you could use them for any purpose. You could just sell them as is, but they are specifically like JDS kind of merch. JDS is a company that you buy this stuff from, and we have a ton of it. So especially the barrels, I can't imagine these barrels aren't going to sell for, $10 a piece when they cost $50 each. They're like handmade little wooden oak barrels, and then you put your name on it, and then you put rum in it. You're welcome.
Oh, just looking at B Nude stuff, how Amazon got named poster boy before the Shop Safe Senate Committee. That's counterfeits consumer complaints #1.
Oh.
That to the point Amazon actually put out a public service ad to try to stop the potential bloodlust coming. It's somewhere on YouTube.
How much of whatnot stuff at 5:59 this morning was stolen? I'm asking. I mean, could these people were out of their minds, hyper. I know there's
with
shenanigans.
Like with their chest of drawers like open and like their clothing just spilling out, and they're like, "Here's this lip gloss."
I'm not telling you. And some early whatnot is crazy. I mean, wild is an understatement. I mean, this thing is.
Yeah, it's a little black market feeling.
It feels a little crackhead in an alley talking to himself. But there's 20 people, and they're selling.
But that's what we were seeing. I know that. I mean, there's clearly legitimate people.
Really,
that
the first time I ever looked.
Professional and good. I mean,
none of these people did. That's not true. Because the lady who was doing come on, let's go, one more, gangsta, come on. She was professional. I mean, she has done this before. There was another lady came in.
And then we left, and then we came back, and then it was a different lady.
And they're doing this they're just hammering the stuff out there, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy from them because I'm scared.
She was all cute, and she'd be like, "Come on, sweetie, come on."
And then in between the auctions, then she'd be like, that was fun. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
You guys are great. She was totally normal.
Yeah.
And then she went back to her, hard hammer barker mode.
It was cute.
And not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying that it's really curious how she had 60 people in there at 5 o'clock. One person, 150 people at 5 o'clock in the morning.
She's like selling drones, and it's like, where do you get these drones?
And it conveniently, the drone says MSRP $2.99 on the top, and she's like, starts at $1. Come on, that's not enough. This says $2.99 right here.
It's entertaining if nothing else.
Biff saying people are going to rely on this new bad technology, and the listings are going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And the pricing is going to be hideous. eBay already recommends the dumbest median prices available. They do. And the thing is that as long as you maintain reality and realize that you've been doing this forever, because a lot of you have been doing this for a long time, or, enough to know how things are supposed to work. And if you keep in there and keep your prices low, there's just no way to. And I worked on this a lot. How do I make people buy stuff for the price I want them to buy at, which is the old price? It didn't work. I tried and tried and tried. Nothing I did made people buy it. The only thing that made people buy it was to put it on sale, make sure that price is lower than most everybody else. And then I realized, this isn't new. This is how I built our whole eBay business from the beginning.
Oh, I love you.
Was I bought something that was worth $1,000 and I sold it for $800, and I bought it for $1, $100. So all of my, and then potentially eventually your eBay success was actually built for 20 plus years on underselling everybody by a little bit, and having really high quality items that you're selling an Apple computer, they can get yellow with age. We were selling perfectly nice white ones that were nice and they worked, and we undercut everybody with that. While people were trying to sell yellow ones for more. So we sell, and that's still how it's working completely.
So B News was.
Have we said anything in the last hour and a half?
Saying
feel
that
like we've been talking, but said
Amazon, it will likely be heading in that direction of getting rid of the little guys. But he was saying that that's why if you provide a Walmart receipt to Amazon Seller Performance, you'll see your account terminated. So like when they do a review asking you to verify your purchase it or
you
where
can't
you
do
buy stuff,
arbitrage from Walmart
because Walmart is a competitor of Amazon. But it's funny because I read.
I mean, they sound like Hatfields and McCoys.
I read often, I'm in some of those reseller groups, how it's like, oh, I purchased something from Walmart and it came in an Amazon box, or vice versa. Or I purchased something on eBay and it came in an Amazon box. Not a reused box, like Amazon, little slip in it and everything.
My average ad rates are 2.1% so far this year. Last year it was 3.5. I do a cart and not a group set. I don't really know what that. No, I do a la carte and not group set. Okay, that makes sense. So 2.1. Okay, that's good.
That's what we were doing when we were first regularly doing promoted. We were doing a 2.1 because 2 was the minimum that you could do.
Who's this freak? Who's this Scott Zilke? That's weird. Somebody was on their wrong account. But so that's where they are. That's why they're not here anymore.
Yeah. They record on Wednesdays. No, wait. Today's Monday. I am confused.
What day do they record anyway? Oh, no. John's got to go out, and so they were trying to figure out how to do it. That's right.
John's going to be gone for a week.
What a good guy. He's making sure we all have something to watch.
They all hustle big time.
Being nude sides, I'd fairly effectively argue that retail arbitrage is the main reason these multi-vendor marketplaces are facing regulatory legislation. Yes, you do say that. And you've said that a lot of times, and I don't have any reason to disagree, because since I don't do that, I haven't thought about it a lot. But when I do think about it, I understand that, it's a big mess, essentially. Everybody's sort of in bed with everybody else. So if Walmart's going to be an eBay, and then you're buying and who you're buying it from and how it's in the line of custody of the brands and all that crap, it's like, I'm just going to stay out of it and only sell vintage collectibles.
Well, and a lot of manufacturers, they have deals with the businesses that they sell their product to. And you have to, go through a process of being approved to even sell their product. And when just anyone can now start selling it because they just went and bought it,
Oh, and Biff. Okay. So Biff uses a tiered methodology, especially when promoting. Biff has a lot of items. So we're still sitting at about 2,400 items, maybe at the most. Mm-hmm. And that's enough to manage I just basically do it all in one tier. So I don't think about everything is being promoted. All right, so the 3 stores, this is interesting. I think this is worth just mentioning again. The first store, Old School Artifacts, is just the bomb diggy items. They're going to sell themselves. There's no promotion on that at all. And so I don't have to do anything. And people are going to look up these things. Just type in the exact words that are in my title because that's the kind of goods there. And then the second one is just 5% because it's some things might not need to be this our second level store. Some of the things might not have to be promoted, but at the same time, the way it's been working and it's on accident is as we list things through the week, they're not on sale. They're not 25% off or they're not on the sale. So when I add items to the store, they automatically get put into 5%, which I have it on automatic. So every time I list something new, it goes into 5%. But it doesn't go on sale in that 25% off until I relist everything on Friday morning. So up until that point, that stuff's been sitting out there for a week, not on sale, seeing if anybody wants it. And if they don't want it, then on the Friday I relist it and now it's on sale, 5%, and stuff sells.
Paul, I'm writing this from the future. We still don't have flying cars.
Yeah, never.
I estimate the coffee stain on Primo's shirt will be fully dry by the time he sees this.
You're so right. There is no moisture here.
And Carla is saying that
That's so
auction
funny.
professor said that he would have to have an auctioneer's license to sell and
Yeah.
whatnot. I think it's the same in Indiana as well, and not
No, I
too sure
think
about
it's
other states.
Pretty sure it's the same here. I just will ignore the law because you have to come get me. But now that I'm saying that out loud, they might. But the thing is like, you know, it's one of those things where laws exist for some reason. And Vermont has a very sort of proud tradition of auctioneering. And so they really want you to go down to this one place and get this auctioneer license. And I've watched people in town get it. It's fairly useless. And I don't think it does anything because you're beholden to your customer anyway. And if I'm not selling to people in my state, primarily, I'm not selling to other Vermonters. Why does Vermont have any interest in, you know, I'm not going to screw them, but what if they don't have any interest in protecting Vermonters from me if I'm not selling to Vermonters? Is that a good reason?
Yeah.
But it's an old thing. Auctioneering is a very old thing. So that used to be licensed, heavily licensed. I'm sure everywhere used to license auctioneers, probably. But now it's more of just a thing.
Dendicor is saying,
Like being a lawyer.
as a kid in the late 80s, I vividly remember an Oakley guy at a flea market getting raided. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, really? Zoom in. Thank you. I can't. We don't have time to zoom in. What's up, Bearded Picker? It's only been an hour. Hope your lunch is great. I swore right around when you came in here. I said the big F word.
We said hi to him, or I did.
I said
when
the
that
F
happened.
word. The Earth is an elliptozoid, which is a squashed sphere. Look at there's Amy right back at you. What time is this at?
Mike Seller, aloha.
Aloha,
Which I think
Mike
we did
Seller.
say hi to you. Sorry, we're all over the place because he's so far behind.
Yeah, it's my fault. But I accept that. I'm fine with that. Beanud says, but John Kill Business Seller can't sell them on Facebook Market. I'm not sure what that was. Boom, boom, interact. I'm just gonna aloha, Jen. How you doing? Oh, I see. I had saved the money I spent on Folkleys if I could purchase a real pair of Oakleys. Yeah. Back in the day, nobody asked me to tell this story, but I'll just tell you that I was definitely a sunglass hog until my eyes went bad. And then now I don't wear sunglasses anymore. And it sucks.
that is the crappy thing, because my vision is getting so awful. It is bad.
So I used to wear, like, I had 100 pairs of Ray-Bans, like nice sunglasses, and I'd always have different new awesome ones. Now I can't. I still have a few. Ooh, I have
certainly
new
am not
Ray-Bans
going to
and
be
stuff.
paid to get lenses put into every
That's the
pair of
point.
sunglasses.
That's the point.
But
That's why I got these babies. These
But
turn
also-
dark in the outside.
for now, I can still wear them. I mean, because sometimes these glasses, I feel like, make my eyes even ache more.
You're still just right on the cusp of blindness.
But I like big sunglasses because I will literally just wear them over these sometimes.
And they work. You'll be able to voice-enabled remote control shop in front of your TV eventually, even in 3D. Basket Noodle, do you remember way, way back in time? Set your way back machine to the year 2000. And think about, there was a product out, I can't remember what it was called, but it was Orange Rectangle Labs here in Vermont made it, and it was 2099, I don't know. And it was a virtual 3D art gallery. So it was like really one of the first basic ones. I mean, it's way better than just walls and angles, but you could walk in and then you could go up to a picture and you could look at a picture and you could buy it if you wanted to, but you were inside of an art gallery and you're walking around. I am so surprised how AI has taken so long, not AI, virtual reality has taken so long to get caught up to that. And when we tried out virtual reality a few years back was the Amazon one, no, the Oculus. And they basically had that. It was really good and crisp and nice and like really responsive, but it was still just walking around this like empty art gallery with pictures on the wall that you could buy. And it took them 20 years to get nowhere. So tell me how that's all going to catch up.
Cheesecake.
Back to that. Thank you so much, Mike Seller, for being an awesome member for 1 year.
Can you believe it? A year?
It's shocking. It makes me want chocolate really bad.
Or cheesecake.
Cheesecake sounds better. We don't have a cheesecake factory around here, so we just have to make up our own versions of cheesecake. So I'm thinking maybe like hot fudge sundae cheesecake. Is that one? Can we do that? She loves me. She loves that I'm fat guy because I come up with the grossest things. It's like maybe a zinger shoved in an intimate donut.
Oh boy, no.
put into a baguette.
No.
And toasted, nicely toasted. Ryan said, I literally spent the last couple of days changing. I'm just catching up to this, but you just did a full yawn, right?
Oh, no.
Did you do several? 2 yawns. You're basically asleep, I can see. I literally spent the last 2 days changing most of my titles. Oh, you already read that.
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago. Ryan. Words.
You cucka mouth.
Oh, no. Oh, that was a poop. Mom now says the show is too mature. Rated D for dude.
Yeah, I just saw that. I think that thing is flickering every so often. Excuse me. Acid reflux.
We're just coming back to this one again, Jen. No noticeable degradation of sales. No. And every time I mean, I don't know. It's not that we're doing more than just eBay currently because we have so many things to do is my point. So all of our energy is not going into eBay and listing, but we're trying to keep up because every time we list, flow happens. So, and it's not even, it's working great, really, I think. But I do know right now we are concentrating very much on awesome items that I know to be awesome, and we're looking for them and purchasing them. And that is working. But I keep saying it's just reverting to the old me. It's what I used to buy, what I used to do, and that still is working if I just keep the old mentality. It's weird. But I think the things that really give us any trouble are like media, where it's but it's not giving us any trouble. We figured out how to make it not give us trouble, but it's different. It's still different. And we had one no day in the past 30 days of media. Otherwise, it's $75 to $100 days on our media store across the board. Thank you. Which doesn't sound like a lot until you add it up 30 days.
Beer King, if people were commenting when you said swear words.
I swore.
Somebody get a bar of soap.
Seriously, did
Wash
did
it
anybody
back
actually
out.
ever do that? My grandmother did it to me once.
Yeah, I think my mom did it to me once. And I think I said booby.
Did she waxed you for that?
We have not done our bingos lately. Booby, death,
Oh, no.
and
I think we
Wait,
just
what's the other
automatically
thing?
accomplished death.
boobs, death, and poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, speaking of soap and feeling like you need to wash something, it just reminded me of we tuned into Rockstar Flipper and he was talking about that lady.
He's a little out of his mind.
That lady that
No more than me.
was scamming
not
people.
insulting.
Nicole or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's into it.
Talk about needing to like feel like you gotta go
Jump off a bridge.
confess something. That was just so creepy and gross.
He was playing her alongside of him.
He was playing her video of hers. It's
crazy.
just really weird.
But then he
and
was like sitting there too.
could not finish it.
And I was like, but watching
bye-bye.
both of you is kind of weird.
Really creepy. I was like, he's like, you remember Perez Hilton?
Perez Hilton, exactly.
When Perez Hilton came out.
Rockstar Flipper is eBay's Perez Hilton.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And I mean, I don't want to be like
I'm Jack Black.
dissing
Can I be
people,
Jack
but
Black? You can call me Jack.
I am sort of dissing, but I don't want to
eBay's
be
Jack
that
Black.
person. But man, I was creeped out by that, and
I don't think
had to
it's
turn away.
A
And
diss
shut
is
it off.
disrespect. And while all we're saying is that the show was a little
I had
cringe.
to turn it off. It was
This is
bad.
super cringe.
It was really bad.
That was the cringiest show I've ever seen in our
Yeah.
entire lives. Mountain.
Yes, I remember B Nudes talking about Mountain a while ago, a month or so ago.
Okay, we're jamming through this. People get addicted to
yes,
whatnot.
I imagine so.
Yeah,
I could
that's
see
what it felt
just
like.
sitting there like eating popcorn and being like, "Oh, that's only $2. Buy. Oh,
It
$3.
had that-
buy."
It had a very significant palatable.
Palate.
It's not palatable.
Palpable.
Palpable unholiness. Just it felt very like you stayed up all night, like at a rave or something, and then you're like coming home at midnight,
sort
and
of,
it's kind of
yeah.
gross, and
And you have that gnawing pit in
Yeah.
your stomach, and you're like, "Oh my God,
yeah, I need to go to bed.
what did I do?"
That's what it felt. It felt very, very raw. And people were buying stuff though. So I'm not against partaking in that. It's not our primary feeling that we're trying to export when we sell stuff and we do things and when we face the world. We're trying to bring kind of a more jovial, if I may, levity. We're trying to keep things light in this heavy world, and these guys
Working at a winery does really sound great. How lovely would that be? That would be so fun.
I mean, and up in Northern California where it's
man,
like a leisure.
What a dream.
It's
That is-
people are coming there to leisure.
It sounds dreamy to me.
So if you work there, you're probably leisuring.
Do you ever
And
have
then
to
the
cut people off?
grounds-
You're like, "Hey, you've had
Yeah.
too much. No more wine for you."
That's right.
Biff was saying the last time I went on Whatnot, I got shanked by Nicole State. I think it. Oh yeah, we were just. I think it was her, but it was dark and I was lost.
Exactly. I mean, I'm scared of most of the sellers on there, but that was just in the morning because it was too early, and these people were finishing. So these people have been up since 3:00 in the morning, just huffing whatnots.
I don't know. What's his name? Refinement there. Was he doing like 24
does it too.
hour? 24 hour. But
see,
at least it's
here's a
like
good
in a
point.
professional setting.
Good
It's
point,
not like
though.
in the toilet and you're standing
Agreed.
on the toilet and
Agreed.
not touching your feet on the ground.
But guess
and
what?
you're like hanging.
But guess who's one of the most intuitive reseller take advantage of our people in our community who actually got kicked out sort of because he was so intense and so edge cutting that he walked a little bit over the edge and got, major league punished. So then he had to rebuild his empire, and he's like, well, eBay has too many rules. Where do I go to a place that has less rules where I can do anything I want? And he has exploded. So if there's anything, if you want to understand business, which I don't, I'm going to say nice and stupid over here. If you want to understand business, you should still be watching him. And you should have followed him 2 years ago to Whatnot, where he is now. I don't even, how much money is he making? We can't even tell.
I mean, he has like a ton of employees,
We
a
can't even
huge
tell.
warehouse.
If that's what you want, you should still be following Daily
Chris.
Refinement, Chris Lynn. Even if even if you have that issue, because if you want to compare him and Tekken, there's no comparison. Chris Lynn is a businessman doing business. Tekken Sports is still a t-shirt guy. He's like the best one, but he's not. I mean, Chris Lynn is doing clothing too, so he's still sort of. He's not on Whatnot. I think that.
Well, because he wasn't kicked off from eBay,
Yeah,
so that.
good point. But I think what I'm saying is that Chris Lynn is not he doesn't like t-shirts. He doesn't like shoes. He doesn't like anything. He likes to sell stuff. So if you're looking to be a business dude and you don't care if you want to just, he is still the guy. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if he shares enough anymore to really learn from him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him watched in a long time, but I think, things have settled down and he's just back to the, I'm not holding much against him other than he did. I guess now I think about it, he gave eBay sellers a bad name.
Are you saying we have to do all these words?
Can you hurry?
We can't.
Yes,
We
you
just have
can.
to give
I
up.
trust in you.
We just have to give up. Okay.
Yes.
Let me swallow.
So B
I need
News was
something.
saying
Get some
district
coffee.
District is more like what eBay should be evolving toward, in my honest opinion, already 10 plus years ago. Yes. District will go under the weight of Shop Safe Act as it comes to bear.
Maybe. Or maybe they get picked up by eBay or Whatnot gets picked up by eBay and jammed into their eBay
Yeah, they're too
Live
small
or
to
something like
defend
that.
against the supply chain entities.
I get what you're saying there for sure. I'm not sure how fast that'll happen. And again, strike while the iron's hot.
Happy National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day.
Nice.
Now that makes me want to go get chocolate covered raisins.
Can you write down everything we need to get?
That's the only way I'll eat
Put it on our
raisins
list.
is chocolate or yogurt covered. Actually, I like the yogurt
They
covered
are
ones
good.
better.
There's nothing. What could be bad about a chocolate covered raisin? It's a sweet, delicious, dehydrated fruit. And then you put chocolate on it. And then you put it in raisin bran. And it's healthy.
So Basket Nudes is giving an example. So I have a district site, and let's say Major Win sells something. I get claimed by rights holder as counterfeit. And because I am the platform entity, I'm looking at a lawsuit that eats any profit I make.
But Basket, we know because you're telling us, we know that this is coming. Everyone knows it's coming. They're not going to.
Severance! Yes, Carlo. Oh my God.
Personal belief is that they're not going to cut out all the small dealers. They're gonna charge everybody. I've said this several times. I still think this is on the horizon. They're gonna charge you a yearly fee, $100, $50 to sell Gucci. You're gonna be an authorized dealer. You're just a single person, authorized dealer. They've now got a whole new revenue stream where they can charge, and you're going to say you don't want to pay it, but you're going to end up paying it. And then a clothing seller might have to pay 10 of these a year. Not everyone's going to ask for it all at once, but the biggest brands with the most expensive resale values probably are going to start there and move down.
Right. I feel it's
until
going
you're
to
at
be sort of
Skechers.
like a Muzak. You know,
You got to
how
pay
you
to play.
You pay
You
to
keep
play,
saying
and
that,
then
and they're not gonna do that.
They pay
Stop.
out. No,
Cancel!
that is how. Well,
Okay.
I believe it will be.
But you mean
B-Nudes.
you're still B-Nudes, please speak. You still think that they're going to run computer programs to figure out each minor cent off of every sale that everybody makes?
No,
They're
you
gonna
pay
put-
a flat fee.
That's a flat fee. So you did move to flat fee.
No,
Because your earlier thought
Either.
process was you can't do the individual sales.
or
That's ridiculous.
if it were per platform, maybe.
Perplexing platform. forms.
Sort of like how there's sales tax that eBay collects. They could collect a tiny percentage and send it off to whatever companies
So how
they
much
have
money does it
agreements
cost?
with.
How much money does it cost to
Anyhow.
collect the sales tax? You think they're going to double that money to collect this dumb tax? No, they're not going to do that. Sorry, canceled. Everybody's canceled. But
Carla, yes.
yes, if you do agree with they're going to charge a flat fee, yes. And I think 10 people are going to do that. You're going to end up paying $200-$300. They're not going to make it impossible. You're going to end up paying $200 or $300 as clothing sellers to sell brands, or brand sellers to sell brands. I think so. You're going to do. Thank you. What? No.
Just Carla, I absolutely
Severance.
loved the season finale of Severance.
I can't even remember the theme song now. Doodle-oo-doo.
No. Wait. Oh,
Doodle-oo-doo. And the balloon head. Doodle-oo-doo. I can't remember it. And yesterday I was singing it all day. Anyway, if you haven't
You
seen
turned
Severance,
on Amy's Alexa.
Oh, darn Alexa. Sales
So-
don't suck, but they're definitely down.
So Candy O is saying
We're 48% up. Media stores 48%. After John said his 47%, I went and checked our store and I'm like, ha ha, 48% over here. So we're up 48% month over month and 27% month over month in the other store. Thank you.
So Candy O was saying in regards to eBay reimbursing what after. So the key is to have the buyer open an item not received case, and once that is done, eBay accepts the responsibility if the package does end up getting delivered after you've refunded.
So I still have to refund him.
Right.
And then if it gets there, and if it doesn't get there, then I get money from the post office, hopefully.
So do you have
But I
to
don't
have
really-
extra insurance for them to cover?
I don't insure anything ever.
Right, but for them to cover it, how do you
Probably.
get?
You get your $100, I think. You get $100. But I don't extra insure anything unless it's needed signature, which is like $700.
Oh,
So then I
right.
do insure stuff at that price point, mostly because nothing ever gets lost. But now it's starting to, and it's never been an issue. Literally never lose anything until this month.
So Doug was asking, if people aren't watching very long, the amount of views won't
Oh.
really matter regardless, right? Asking for a friend.
This is for the PDX picker who is saying that he's got 1,300 subscribers. He gets
But he needs-
4,000 views on some of his videos, which is more than we get on any of ours.
But to become monetized, you need to have 4,000
4,000
watch
hours, and he doesn't have them,
hours.
which means his views are for very short periods of time. So they sound like they're not real views.
So it's watch hours.
We have
people
endless
sitting there.
watch hours. We have like 40 million watch hours.
Partially because these live videos go so long.
They go so long, and people do watch the whole time. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We can't sell our watch hours. Otherwise, I would try to sell them on Whatnot to PDX Picker because he needs them. That'd be cool if we could do that.
So not only do you have to have 1,000 subscribers, you have to have 4,000 watch hours in addition.
In a year. So like if you're really, if you put out, if you're not.
But
putting
it's
out
not a
this-
calendar year. It's just like a 365 days
I think so, yeah.
continuous 365.
Totes. But yes, it's a tricky, you can definitely encourage views. I haven't even checked those views to see if they're good views. It literally changed the title and a couple of the tags in the, on the video, and it just views flooded to it. But you're right. I haven't actually seen how long people
So Doug
watch.
was saying to Jen that their sales are consistent, but we're part-time. Our sales right now are about 60% of what we're used to.
So they're down.
Would certainly be lower if we weren't doing quite a bit of fancy footwork with it. Like they have their VA, they got a
You gotta
virtual
punch
assistant.
it and knead it and
which,
roll it
if
out.
anyone is curious about having a virtual assistant, watch Major
This is
Wins
my eBay store.
video on that.
It's like a bread.
Basket Nudes. Oh wait, Fraulein,
done
I am
it.
on YouTube. I absolutely won't click on anything over 30 minutes in the back of my mind. Yeah, I think I don't have
Have you
time
been
for-
here for 2 hours? I'm sorry. It gets.
No,
we only have 5 minutes to do all the.
I agree. I feel like lives, though, people can come and go. But
In the background listening. Type
if there's
stuff.
a pre-recorded video, though, and I absolutely agree. I love that's why Ryan on weather, his videos are always very short, and I'm always like, oh, okay, I can commit to this because
Consumable.
yes, because otherwise, like I agree with Fraulein that if it's over a certain amount of time, I'm like, oh well, if I don't watch the whole thing, I'm gonna miss a point, or it's not. What's the point of me watching it if I'm not even gonna be able to get the gist of what they're saying?
Basket Noodle has a plane that does. He puts a hypodermic needle, and then it does a loop, so it flies behind and shots him in the butt or something. I guess.
You're crazy.
Jovial Juggler has internet issues.
Well, thanks for being here, though.
Yes. Well, I think she's back.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. I used to give refunds just because I felt bad for the buyer.
Yeah.
All due to UPS F-ups. I won't say the word, I promise.
Never again.
Never again. If the package is lost, then go to UPS and file the claim. And we have. So on one of the items, she's filed a search, and then it gets it. Then they say they cancel it because it's supposed to show up in 72
case
hours.
closed. So
But it doesn't show up in 72 hours.
So I think we've done 3 in the past month, and 2 of them I got confirmation emails, but the Sega one, we did not get a confirmation email, but they closed the case the next day. So I've only done search requests, and then if it comes back that they haven't found it, then I guess it would then move to a lost package. But
oh yeah, Amy, you're gonna like this. I'd be happy to show it to you offline too, if you want. You never know if you might like that stuff. It might be a good fit. We have like 20 boxes, partially full boxes of like mugs, and 100 barrels. I have way too much stuff, but like 100 barrels, and then like these boxes made by this company here called, what's the wood company here called that we got all the when we were making the chopping boards and stuff. They came from that nice place, Hickok and Boardman or something. That's a real estate company.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know. You know, you just have to turn your brain on.
I'm looking up Martini the Martian.
Oh, sorry, I know. In the way. In the way of important things.
Wow, she has 4,000 followers. She puts
Martini
on a
the
green
Martian
makeup and a green wig, and she pretends
sell
that
stuff
she's
on
selling
Whatnot?
from her spaceship. That is
Stop.
so cute.
See, now I like that. Now that's something I can really get behind.
Yeah, that's not like alleyway. That is
She's got junk literally, but so cute and fun to watch. Okay. Well, we're going to watch her and see if she makes us feel better. Like she's like the blue fairy, but she's green.
Not feel so dirty watching.
we had to take a shower after we watched Whatnot this morning. I will undercut the undercutters. We will undercut each other. We'll be like Amazon, like 1 penny. They don't even make pennies anymore. How do I pay for this? There's words. Junk Trader says, well, Primo did sell the picture of the cat even on eBay. I know. So it proves that eBay is a thing that works. And if you get the right person, but I understand what we're talking about, the sort of addictive quality of Whatnot, and because when I used to go to, and if I do, I don't think I've been to my last auction, but when I go to auctions, I want the grossest diarrhea-inducing cheeseburger, and then I pace, and I pace, and I pace, and I buy things, and I pace. I get really
to distract from feeling like you're gonna go diarrhea.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I get into a mood. It's partially diarrhea fueled and partially just anxious. Like I need to get this stuff and fight. So they're capitalizing on that.
So Carla was saying that she has bought stuff on Whatnot from regular people. It can be addicting, but most of the time the stuff is disappointing when I get it and see it in person. Usually it's clothes and shoes. And, that's just it. not that people are
We don't
being
wanna do that.
deceitful, but there's often bright lights that sort of will
Yeah.
blur
They're
out
using their
blemishes,
tricks, or
but
they're-
not even intentionally.
Yeah, just like show business.
like
tricks.
one woman this morning, she's selling doilies, and she's like, "This one's only $1. It's in good condition, but there's a little red.
6 a.m.
She's like, there's a little color bleed here. Couldn't even
Lady-
see the color bleed because the lights were so bright. It
Lady
was
selling doilies
washing out.
at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it sold. She sold a doily.
She was one of the regular.
She was.
people.
She was fairly regular. She was the regular. Some sellers use Amazon fulfillment service too. It's Wild West. Carl Olson says evenings. There are some decent people on there selling. Okay, I have to check this out. But just for your own edification, wake up early. Set your alarm. Josh Galt was up at 4:30 this morning. By the way, I wanted to point that out. If we ever talk to Josh in person, I'd like to know, because I have not followed an alarm clock in my whole adult life. I do not.
Me neither.
But I don't go to a job. So I've never had to be anywhere technically and wake up. But I think that it makes your life less fun, doesn't it? Alarm clocks?
Well, and even
my
when
opinion.
I was going to work every day, I always knew that I
was up.
I was still always waking up anyhow on time, but I always knew that he would be up before me, and if I was seemingly going to oversleep, I would count on him, but that never ever happened.
I am anti-alarm clock. What do you
Yeah.
think about that? No?
So Amazon Seller 99 was saying that the Amazon FBA will ship our items to our eBay and Shopify customers for a small fee. It's their merchant fulfillment service, not an eBay violation. Last time I checked, about 3 months ago. I've seen people like I was contemplating buying from Amazon,
Isn't
but
that
then I
Rockstar
wanted
Flipper?
to support a smaller seller, so I bought it on eBay, and lo and behold, it came from Amazon. And it's like, and I have got to say, I was very naive to Amazon sellers, how it's a mix of people, until we started doing YouTube videos.
That's really
and
weird.
Beard said that he sells on Amazon, and I never knew that individuals could sell on Amazon until we started doing eBay YouTube videos and we were following Beard.
So Amazon
people don't
seller, I have never heard this before.
know what.
I haven't heard it from Beard or anybody else. It's like is it a dirty little secret? Because that seems really convenient that Amazon FBA would send it for a small fee to your eBay customers. Whoever buys it, I mean, they're not set up. They're set up to send these things off to Amazon customers. But you get a sale, and do you just tell them, please send it to this address? Like you got a sale on your own, and then they charge you a little nominal fee to do it. I don't know. I really like it sounds good. I mean, that sounds good. I've never heard that before. Never heard that Amazon FBA will send eBay items.
I mean, it almost seems like what if somebody just did that and never sold their stuff on Amazon and just used Amazon as their fulfillment place? But then it's like, I would not want Amazon packing any of my nicer stuff, because the way they throw one bubble in it and they're like, there you go, hope it doesn't break.
It might have been Amazon Seller 99 saying that only 1% gets broken. Our experience was, I think, 16%, because we had to package everything in 5s, and then if a 5 got broken or cut into, then they wouldn't sell it for some reason, even though there's 4 other good ones. And then they backed over some, like smashed with a forklift. So we ended up at the end of it losing 16%. They paid us like $2, and the items are, they were, I don't know, $50 items. And they paid us $2 a piece. And then they charged us to ship back.
Oh, that's
all
funny
the
that you're bringing that up, because I remember reading a while ago how Amazon would like reimburse if they damaged a seller's product. They would reimburse you the sell price, but they were changing that to you had to
5
prove
years ago.
you had to prove what you paid for it, because they only wanted to pay you what you actually paid for the product.
5 years ago, they didn't pay us. So 5 years ago, we bought the raw materials, made the product, which was framed maps of the world with push pins on it, so you could go, I've been there. So we would do that, and we bought the pins, and we printed the maps, and we framed the maps. The maps were framed. And then we packaged the maps, and they were like a fully packaged Unity. Ooh, paper tape. That's when we used our paper tape, and everything was great. And it wasn't great because in the end, you know, they didn't pay us. They paid us $15 a map, I think, or $16 a map, and they were $49.99 sell price, I think, and it cost us 20. I think we were only doubling our money. So it cost us like $20 to make it. So we lost $4 a map.
Jovial, I love it when you share the special National Day. So continue to do it.
But it's
at
Raisin Day.
It is.
Is it another day? Because there's more than one every day, right?
Well, Amy was saying it's National Covered Chocolate Raisin Day, and Jovial is saying that it's also National Cocktail Day,
What?
Overachievers Day, and Cheesecake Day. So grab yourself a drink and have 2 pieces of cheesecake.
I'm putting all that stuff in a blender. just turning it on.
Before long, you can't sell your car because you're not authorized by the brand. Yes.
Well, maybe. I don't know how far this will go, but Basket Noodle has said, as he's saying, the first sale doctrine has towed the line for years. ShopSafe puts a big kink in that legislation. In fact, I'd be surprised if first sale doctrine be amended itself towards supply chain. You know, that's the flow of the situation right now is towards business. So towards corporations, towards people who are doing stuff, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. But I also feel like the general arc of history ends up sort of in the right place.
Okay, so B Nudes was saying right now clothing, electronics, and other embedding
trying to get done?
and products
Are you
to
in fast
display
mode?
sourcing. That's not happenstance. There are basically a handful of software companies working that technology. The problem in predatory conducts has been locating those involved. Walmart, for example, has been deploying AI to find resellers, and there are basically a handful of software companies working on that technology. And retail arbitrage is not illegal and never will be, but knowingly engaging in a predatory business practice has huge fines, and it's why you won't see Best Buy, say, going to GameStop and doing arbitrage. And
Yeah, they did do that,
before.
right? Didn't they say, wasn't Walmart doing that? Or somebody was doing that.
Okay, scroll down.
Business was buying for business.
We'll skip over the @.
Yoink.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Are you serious? They're gonna be here all day.
Skip over the @. Nudes. Okay.
Put on some weight, made you win. I did my son earlier this year. Bingo. Lag is Brad Pitt. Give it to me.
Signafixer. April
Signafixer.
22nd of 2025, eBay and other platforms will be made to give
Fair shakes to all.
in my opinion.
Huh. It's only a few days. We will find out. And
If Rockstar Flipper is Perez Hilton, does that make James eBay's Howard Stern?
sort of. Where were you?
Just right below where you are.
Nope. Right here. Yes. It does. Epson 3D projector. We don't.
You guys can bring the wholesomeness to the whatnots. I think that's what. Well,
I don't know. Wholesome.
I don't know about
I'm just
right.
saying, like.
He just said the F word. That's not wholesome.
I ain't taking.
Hi.
I just ain't taking a bong hit of crack before I start selling my stolen property. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
And Major Win has been in here quite a bit for
for being
a
at
busy
work.
day.
Although drunk rich people, is that a thing that comes up out there? The wineries? I mean, that's what's happening up there. People on vacation.
I know. I wonder if you get good tips.
My, like retired Silicon Valley people that just, they have so much that what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to go take a day trip with my lady friends, and we're going to go up to like 20 wineries in a private van. They do stuff like that. But I do have friends who work at wineries up there. Can't remember the names off the top of my head. I have one friend that owns the Fink, which is Finkelstein or something. But also other people that work their entire have worked their entire adult life since I was in grade school with them at these family wineries because people stay there a long time. And it's really nice when you wake up every morning and you go to a winery in California for your job. I can only
Lag
imagine
is
it.
stealing my standing on the toilet and doing a whatnot auction.
You
Please
can't.
do it.
No, that's
And let us
that's
know
yours,
so we can watch.
spam. You got to make the thing. You got to make the. You got to fall off, and then get the idea for the space travel. Thank you. What else?
The problem with that theory,
Thank you.
Primo,
Finally, somebody makes some sense around here about my sense that I'm making.
it's 3:10. We got Paul Rose. I'm not going laser for
Words.
Sorry.
There's too many words. This is commonplace. Exactly.
Wait. Hold on. Amazon seller. The worst part, in my opinion, is that the whole Nicole Slate thing is that her kids must be going through. Oh yeah. Yeah,
she's
that's
very
why I was like, I
intense.
can't watch this. This is really uncomfortable. I don't want to watch this. This is no. So we were like, no, can't watch.
No insult to anybody who you can see the whites of their eyes around their pupils. But if people can see the whites of their eyes around your pupils, that means you have the propensity to be crazy. Not included. Can you see the whites all the way around their eyes? Okay, we got to get through this thing.
Ryan's at 20% versus last year, only
Awesome.
because last year he had the cancer surgery and was out for like 2 months.
And you got douched. You got douched this year
Yeah,
too, and you still 20% up, so that's pretty good. Basket Noodle said word. Silver Stacker says,
how do you prove that your pre-owned merch has been properly fumigated, for example, against potential?
You don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's self.
Silver
whatever.
hair. Most of my hours are from people who fall asleep and leave the video going.
Well, you probably have great numbers in the watch hours department.
I've got to say though, like I had you playing
Why are we so
while
far
I was
apart now?
while I was while I was doing
Get away from me.
housework in the kitchen, and it was really nice just having that on, listening.
We listen to everybody. We are the worst people because we try to just say hello or something, and we don't always do that. I particularly
keep
don't always
going.
do. Sorry. The only time I make long videos is if it's significant, even if I feel it should be a document and like the tornado outbreak in my area. Other than that, it's short videos under 3 minutes because people can do that. I'm here. Always stick around to the end. I'm sorry. Well, your 30 minutes has now wasted.
I know. Sorry.
2 going on 3 hours. I apologize.
Thank you to everyone that sticks around, and to people that don't stick
those
around.
watch hours.
We understand.
Eventually,
it's fine.
we're going to be able to sell those watch hours, and I'm going to be on Whatnot in the alley at 6 o'clock in the morning selling my watch hours from YouTube.
Yeah, and B News is saying when it comes down to it, it's really the seller's irresponsibility that's going to result in those legislations to come.
It is. And that's why they also want you to be a registered auctioneer so they can hold you accountable. I've had the rare occurrence where an item with real tracking, not eBay envelope, was delivered but not received. Should I make them file an item not as described? I know the post office isn't going to help. Item not received? I mean, protecting you, or do you just let it go, you mean? So, and hope that it goes past 60 days so you don't get a negative
No,
feedback?
all you have to do is you have to re-upload the tracking number to show that it was delivered. That's what I read all the time in my groups.
So when you get an item not as described, you have 3 responses. You can leave a message.
Item not received.
I know. You can leave you can respond to the person. You can refund them, or you can shoot. I totally went crazy. Wait, you get 3 things. You get item not as. You get I'm sorry. You get item not as received. Item not received. You can make 3 responses. Respond to the customer, upload tracking, or refund them. You have 3 options. 3. So the point is,
But in
is
his
should they
case,
file it?
but in his case,
haven't
it's showing
filed
that
it.
it was delivered. So that's the.
Hold on. Wait, so how do you know it's not received? Did they contact you to tell you it's not received? How do you know it's not received? Thank you. We're gonna find out.
evidently they said it was not received.
But it's live. It is live. Thank you. It's live. This is happening in real time. You can never get these moments back.
Like, I just looked in the mirror and there's a lot of white around his eye. You're so funny.
You should be careful. Just know yourself. Just know yourself.
Right. So Candy O's scenario was that item has not shown as delivered.
What was Biff?
And that it's showing delivered. But the person is saying they didn't get it.
Okay, so Biff said they didn't.
That's what I think Biff was saying.
Well, then you have to file it.
I don't know what that scenario is.
Then you have to do item not as received.
If you want to refund them, because I always read all the time, every day.
I don't read anything.
There's somebody on one of my groups that's like, oh, the customer is saying they didn't get their item, but tracking shows it's been delivered. And everyone replies, just re-upload the tracking number. eBay will see that it was delivered, and you have nothing else to do.
But what if it wasn't delivered and it just says it was?
It says
Fuzzy
it was
Wuzzy
delivered.
was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy.
I mean, I don't know. It's then
Fuzzy
it comes
Wuzzy
down
wasn't
to
very fuzzy, was he?
But then this is where, if it's showing delivered, and if you have the customer file item not received,
well, if you look at the tracking
I don't
number
know
and
if
it
eBay
says
will
delivered.
back you.
Yeah. Basket noodles
With the refund, like Candy O was saying.
Kawinky Dinky. Speak of rabbit droppings in today's choco-covered raisin. My brother back in the late 70s gave chocolate-covered goat raisins to a classmate for his birthday. Like, not real, like poop.
Our show always makes me want food.
I know. That's because it's in the
I'm
middle
so
of the day and we
hungry
haven't
right now.
eaten anything. We have, in the morning, what we have before we come on here, this is the kind of discipline we have. We get up, calisthenics for 0 seconds, into quick coffee for 3 hours, then carefully make a protein shake that's supposed to get us all the way through dinner. But it doesn't. And then chocolate
And
gets
then your
consumed
stomach
somewhere.
starts eating itself from all of the coffee.
And the only way to save it is with chocolate, which soothes and coats.
I want chocolate covered raisins.
Yeah, we're going to get
Or
those.
yogurt. I mean, yogurt ones.
Whatever you
I like
need,
the
sweetie.
yogurts.
Whatever you need.
Hey,
Baby gets
quick,
what she needs.
Quick, it's 3:17.
Nobody puts baby in the corner without her raisins. Thank you.
Hot Dookie. Oh, B-Newts had to run. Thanks for being here. Fraulein, yeah, Callie Debs. We love Callie Debs. She's the best.
Cha-ching. At 5 p.m., at 5 a.m., I might as well stay up. I fall asleep between 1 and 3 every night. Well, you know what they say. You're not going to get a worm. Unless, Ryan, go out at 3 o'clock. Sun's almost coming up. You might get the first worm, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're making people stay late, and they have things to do.
They're missing. Is anybody late to pick up their children at soccer practice? Because don't do that. That's a lifelong trauma.
Like was saying that Amazon is changing it to only reimburse the estimated manufacturing cost of an item.
Because we didn't even get our manufacturing cost back then, because they had ruled that it should only cost $16 to make this, and it cost us $20. Could have been shipping up here because we're in Vermont, something, but it did cost us $20. I mean, our actual numbers were $20, and they only give us $16. So they were already sort of doing that back then. That was really annoying. I remember being annoyed.
So
Look at me.
I want
I'm
one
annoyed.
of those maps.
We do still have them. We probably have a dozen of them left. I chopped up a few of them and shipped things because they're all mounted on foam core, and so and foam core is one of my secret packaging tools for expensive stuff where you want to protect
Look at
something.
him. He's licking my...
Because he knows it's time.
I
He's
know.
like, this has been too long. This is just ridiculous.
Ryan was saying I always wanted a
Pancakes.
map, one of those maps to put with the places I've sold items to. Oh yeah, that would be neat, huh?
Silver hair, send me your address to my phone, to my thing that's in the thing, the email address. I'll send you one. Seriously, they're like 5 years old now, but they're still sitting in the 5 Amazon package because you had to send 5 at a time. So if you want one, I will give you
And
one.
Silver Hair is having 6 cocktails and forgetting the rest.
Wait, where is that? I'm putting this on paper. I don't know where you are.
Please, I'm on.
We're never leaving. You can't leave. There we go. I am having 6 cocktails and forgetting the rest. Well, we might just leave your thing on playing, so you just keep watching our videos. Oh, like every one of them over and over. True story. No one liked the rude, spoiled brat goat raisin boy got teased so bad in school. After that, he actually changed his ways for the better. Good. We speak your name, goat.
Yeah, Biff was saying that.
Goat
Yeah,
raisin
they messaged saying that they haven't received it. It
Okay.
seems like I should make them file a claim.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you have to protect yourself at that point, right?
I mean, I don't know. It boils down to, I don't know what it boils down to, other than, like I said, I see this come up every single time, every day in one of my groups, and sellers tell the person that's asking, what do I do? Well, if it shows delivered, just upload the tracking number again, and then the eBay will close the case in your favor.
Again, you have
close it
3
in your
options,
favor.
and you're probably right. I mean, that's a non-answer answer. So when
But
you
it
get an
sucks to
item
be a
not
buyer
received,
and
you
not
have to
get
do
it.
one of the 3. So if you upload the tracking number, I guess that's sufficient to say it's an interaction. That requires nothing. So you already have the tracking number because you sent it. So the least you do is put that in. But then you could send a message and say, I'm sorry, or I don't know. Or you could just refund them. And because Biff sells the things he sells, I don't know. It may just be easier to refund people at a certain price point. Just get them out of your hair.
Yeah, right.
can't do
I wouldn't
that.
want to do that on a $300 item,
can't do
but
that.
yeah, I mean, if it comes down to also customer satisfaction, and if this person is being honest, it would suck to not receive your package.
Yeah. And also what you could do if you didn't want to actually have them file it is you could just run the trace yourself and see. Usually that gets it kickstarted if it is lost somewhere. But we're sending huge, big things that are getting lost. I don't understand that.
I think they're mad at us.
Almost. And the thing,
'Cause some of these things are heavy.
the thing that this is my fault. So this could affect it. So let me just put it out there. The Sega CD system, Sega CD, was $250. It went down and the guy's nice. I talked to him over the weekend. It's been like 3 weeks. And here's the bummer was when I went to go send it to him, I'm so angry. When I went to go send it to him, it was an eBay refurbished item. So we actually sent brand new power supplies with it. Power supply didn't work. Didn't have any more in stock. Had to order them from a guy who I ordered them from him, Arcade Monkey or something. And I needed them in 2 days because now his thing is late. I had to call him and say, your thing's definitely going to be late. I'm going to get a ding on this. Arcade Monkey I contacted him and I'm saying they didn't go out today. Why aren't they going out? And he goes, oh, I'm on vacation. I'm not even back for a week, but I'll send yours out. And I went to go look at his thing and he had gone on vacation, but I ordered them on a Sunday and he wasn't on vacation. Then on Monday, he was on vacation and wasn't even going to send them out. So I had to contact him. It took him a week to get there. So this poor guy's system was a week late to ship to begin with. Then, just to make this episode last even longer, we shipped it out on the day we got the things. And then the mailman didn't come that day. On all the days not to pick up our daily package pickup, he didn't pick it up.
And we were so distracted with doing stuff
It was after
in
5.
regards to his father dying. We totally didn't realize that the postman didn't come until after 5 o'clock. And we were like, ah!
Guy's on it. He's like, you need to tell me what's going on. It didn't show tracking. And I sent him a picture of it in my box. I mean, this was a poor guy really bad. And now it still hasn't arrived to him. And on top of that, when he called to report it, they were like, it says it's only 4 ounces. So how big can it be? I put everything in at 4 ounces as a just default because
and you forgot to change it.
I didn't change the pounds, I guess, because
Great.
So are they hiding it? Are they penalizing us? Is it penalty?
Is that going to cause a big problem?
Well, they're going to charge me for it, but that's fine. Even if they charge me going rates, I'm fine. It was a mistake, so that's fine. But is there something to be said about like if you have an error on your package, is that a possibility that it's gonna
That's why it's
slow
so
it down?
delayed.
Is it possible? Is all I'm saying.
Well, next time you
Put
need
the right
to be
pounds.
more aware of what you're doing.
But sweetie, remember what we said also? Is that 2 days before that, I shipped a Sega Genesis from Burlington, Vermont on the 10th.
Yes, and it took 2 days to get
2
over to it.
days! 2 days! 2 weeks. It took 2 days to get from Burlington, Vermont to La Cruces, New Mexico. So the system exists and works. Why is it 3 weeks for something lost? That's a similar thing, a Sega Genesis.
So Biff will have them go through the item not received process. Yes, okay, so I
Yeah.
can upload the tracking. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what a...
Well, we have to protect ourselves at all times now and go through the proper
Well, I know.
systems
And then,
as it
I
gets
don't
worse.
know. And then what? Go through the post office for getting reimbursed so you can somehow get the money to the... I don't know how that works. And I always see people going, oh, the USPS has Geo, whatever. They can tell you exactly where they left the package. And I'm like, seriously? They do?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. Most of our packages they do because our
Yeah,
postman...
Tell the...
You
we've-
can hear the postman at our house bleeping.
And we've done this
'Cause he
before
bleeps.
too. I remember a long time ago, somebody said they didn't get the item, and we were like, "Well, it's showing delivered. Like, do you live in an apartment complex or anything? Could somebody else have gotten it? You know, could you check with your neighbors and
Miss
But
Maisie-
right,
Miss
yeah.
Maisie's at
Now that I
soccer
think-
practice.
Now that I think about it,
Don't be
yes, our postal guy did tell us that they are tracked or whatever. Their dot will get big on the screen, and the people watching their GPS, if they're standing in a place too long.
You're gonna have to use your Sharpie and do that because this is definitely predating the changes. Yes.
What?
Get your
Pokey
Sharpie ready.
wants to go. We gotta go.
Okay, ready. Okay. Somehow Lad came up with a
Sorry,
crazy.
everyone,
Look at that
for
one.
keeping you so late.
Y'all great. Happy
Like-
spring and have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. The dog's got to go to the bathroom. It took so long.
Thank you for being here, everyone. I had a card go from here in Missouri to Hawaii in 3 days.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I'm saying. So the system isn't broken unless they make it broken for some reason, and then that's a intentional breaking. That seems to be like the future.
Ryan is
the
saying
world.
23andMe went bankrupt, so go delete
Yes.
your info if you used it.
Yes.
We
I don't
did
know if you
Ancestry.
can. I think it's already been sold off to Mountain to be for advertising. So, yeah, 23andMe stuff. Everyone's screwed. Whoever sent it into them. For some reason, you're going to pay for that.
Yeah, Biff. Maybe eBay will just refund the customer. Hopefully.
We're hoping that's what's going to happen with us too on this one because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to refund this guy $250 tomorrow, and it's
Oh,
the
fudge.
machine is just floating around
Gosh,
somewhere.
dang it.
From live data.
Hey,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
We
you
really-
for being here.
Really love you like Sally Fields. We proved it by staying until 3:30 to read. Actually, not even every message, but most of the messages have been read. The dog is tiny. We're hungry. We're going to go face the world, and we hope you do too. Look
He
at
needs
this little guy.
this is
that his
discreet
modesty
screen.
panel?
Yeah, modesty screen, yes.
You're such a good boy. And also, you're a good dog. You're all good boys and girls out there.
You get a aloha. You get an aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Have a great day,
Watch
everybody.
FAE
What are you
later.
waiting for? Christmas?
See you soon. Look at the whites around my eyes. A little crazy, suspect.